Some shows talk about one team. Other shows barely talk sports. This show will talk Packers, Brewers, and Bucks every day. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, served up by Wendy's on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Download the Wendy's app today.
It is time again as we broadcast live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Steve Sparky Pfeiffer with you out here at the 19th annual Toy Drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest, Blaine's Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek on Rawson Avenue. Time's a ticking. Tick, 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 tick. Get your butt out here. Let's donate some toys. Let's have some fun along the way. We've been out here since Monday collecting toys for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest. Any toy donated would be great. Cash donations as well. If you're listening in Wausau on the game, if you're listening to WNFL in Green Bay, or how about in Duluth and Superior and in that area on the game, you can donate online at wisportsradio.com. Text TOYS to 34984. I think I should make a clarification, Charlie, about how you do this online and texting, because I think maybe I screwed it up for everybody on the network when we did our, hey, do $500, please, between 2 and 5. And we got the $500 donated between 2 and 5 on Tuesday. Remember that?
Yeah, we killed it. It was awesome. Right on time.
Yeah. Yesterday, $5 was donated between the two combined.
Did people forget to say the extra zeros or something?
$5 all day. That's all they got. All we got yesterday was $5 all day on the network between the website and the texting. Come on now. Come on.
Better. Yeah.
Listen, all of you that donate already, thank you. Y'all can donate $1, $2, $5, $10, whatever you can donate. Much, much appreciated. Doesn't take very long. You can text TOYS, right there, whether you're sitting at your desk or maybe you're in a parking lot or you're working. Text TOYS to 34984. That's 34984. The word TOYS, and donate and help us out here. Toy Drive brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, Steelwind Industries, By the Yard, and Metro by T-Mobile, as we broadcast from the Bears sunrooms out here. So coming up on today's show, we're obviously going to do Packers Bears. We'll eye up the enemy like everybody else is doing today as well. Today and tomorrow, you'll hear a lot of that. David Haugh of 670 The Score in Chicago, Mully and Haugh Morning Show. He's our resident go-to guy on this show. We go back and forth about the Cubs and the Trader. We go back and forth on the Bears a little bit. So looking forward to talking to him coming up at 3:20. DZ, who does Allie and DZ in the morning, Kiss FM in Milwaukee, he'll be stopping by, joining us at 4:20, not to talk about the show necessarily, because, again, Wausau, Duluth, and Green Bay, and y'all don't really care about that. But he is the in-game host for the Milwaukee for Bucks home games to Fiserv Forum, so we'll talk some Bucks with him coming up at 4:20 as he's out here at the Toy Drive today as well. If you missed Matt Arnold from yesterday, we'll play a little bit of that, different cuts from that interview coming up here at 2:40. We're going to talk about Giannis a little bit here in the first segment. Then we're going to get to the Packers and the Bears and the rivalry and all that fun stuff coming up at 2:20. I got out here today, and I had one of our sales reps that was out here, big Bucks fan, and he's like, "Hey, man, you better?" No, I'm not. And I walked away from him. And that was, I don't know, 9 o'clock this morning, something like that. I feel like my stress level on this Giannis situation maybe is coming down a little bit. But if we're being honest, that Giannis injury last night, I'm watching people on social media. He's faking it. Oh, give him an Emmy for faking the injury and so forth. A lot of people accusing Giannis of faking an injury in that game last night. Then I called up this video from Sparky Radio as well on YouTube. And, you have all these doctors on the internet and on X and all of that are analyzing all these sports injuries as they occur to, drive clothes and all that stuff. So I'm watching this dude last night while the game is still going on. He had it up like within 20 minutes, I think, of Giannis's injury, and he's breaking it down. He's got it in slow motion. He's got all of this stuff going on. And I'll give you the quick synopsis. It was, I'm not saying that but there's really nothing here to really point at to say, what it is or how he got hurt and so forth. He himself also said, I don't think it's an Achilles. And then after the game last night, Doc Rivers said he didn't think it was an Achilles injury either. He pointed out the fact that Giannis was looking down at his foot and his leg prior to it touching the ground and then potentially getting hurt at that point. So that was, was he looking? He was going to plant his foot essentially to go down, or what was going on with that? That guy didn't say that, but that is what leads your mind to go in that direction. While I am angry about this situation that we have currently with the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis, and I understand what people are seeing, and I understand how y'all have your brain going to the idea of possibly faking an injury. I understand all of that. But in my heart of hearts, man, I can't let myself get to that point of thinking that's where he is as a dude. That's where this situation is between him and the Bucks. Like, I cannot allow myself to believe that he would do something like that at the end of the day. Now, I'll get with you on the idea that it didn't look like anything else I've ever seen from an NBA player when he gets hurt. Like, it was the most bizarre looking thing in the world to me. But I don't think nothing like that was going on. It looked weird, all of that. I just don't buy into the idea that he would fake an injury to get himself off the court if there is some type of dispute. Now, Doc Rivers, before the game, said pretty much like, man, I cannot believe we're talking about this again. Listen, there's been no trade requests, and shot everything down. Well, with all due respect to Doc, that's I'm sure what they want Doc to do and so forth. Even if there is something going on, they don't want Doc out there going, oh, yeah, he's been asking for a trade for like 6 months. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you don't want your head coach saying that. You're not going to try to lose leverage or anything like that. So clearly that's something that you would want Doc to say. Now, maybe it's true. Maybe it's not true. Who knows? But then Giannis goes out there and then gets hurt, and then he leaves. There are two things going on here. Number one, we have a poll question. We have the poll question up over there, Charlie.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Poll question is up at WI Sports Radio on X. Are you believing the reports on Giannis from the last 24 hours or so about a potential meeting with Giannis and his agent and this Bucks organization here in the next couple of weeks to determine whether or not Giannis wants to stay in Milwaukee or whether or not Giannis wants to be traded? That was the report yesterday. Earlier in the morning yesterday, Brian Windhorst reported that Giannis told them he wanted to be a Knick. They had talked to the Knicks and couldn't figure anything out. We knew they talked to the Knicks and all of that. That's the stuff about wanting to be a Knick is something else being discussed now. So are you believing the reports on Giannis from the last 24 hours? We're going to talk more about that at 3 o'clock. That's your poll question for today. Go vote right now at WI Sports Radio. I do want to talk about this Giannis injury a little bit more. We still don't know. At least I haven't seen. I'm out here at the toy drive, so I've not been living on X like I normally do, especially when I'm not working. But would a long-term injury for Giannis, would it be good or would it be bad for the Milwaukee Bucks? How would you view it? If they said, hey, man, it's worse than we thought. He's going to be out for the rest of the year. Or, man, it's worse than we thought. He's going to be out 4 months or 3 months or whatever the case may be. How would you view that for the Bucks? Would you view it as good or bad? Nicolay Law, talking text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. On the socials, you can watch us on X and on YouTube at WI Sports Radio out here at the 19th Annual Toy Drive for Children's Wisconsin at Blaine's Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek. Again, donate online if you'd like at wisportsradio.com. Better yet, come down here to Oak Creek if you are in southeastern Wisconsin and make a donation of a toy or two, or drop a couple dollars in cash into the cash bin. We've got a QR code out here. If you want to scan your card, we can do that too. Upon seeing the question of would a long-term injury for Giannis be good or bad for the Bucks, I would assume when people see this on social media, they're going to be like, you must be kidding me. How in any way, shape, or form is this good? Like, what kind of dumb question are you asking, Sparky? Well, I think you can argue, at least I can, that if there was a long-term injury to him, would be good for the Bucks in a couple of different ways, actually. The first way it ends up being good for this team is now they're definitely going to end up in the lottery. They're definitely going to end up with a pick. Now, they got that Pelican swap, which is fine because the Pelicans aren't good either, so you're still going to get a lottery pick. So you end up not being all that good. You potentially get yourself a really, really good basketball player that's young and potentially can be another guy to go with Giannis going forward. You still have control of Rollins and Kevin Porter Jr. So nothing wrong with that. And you can add another player. So there's a positive there. The other positive about it is if you didn't want to make that pick, you have that pick then to trade that night on draft night as well. And that would hold a lot of value night of the draft if you wanted to put a package together to go get another veteran player to add to this roster if that's the way you wanted to go with it. The other way in my mind why this is potentially not bad but good, as far as he goes and so forth, if it were something that were 8, 9 months, whatever the case may be, you can throw the trade me, not even if it's 8 or 9 months. Let's say it's 3 or 4 months. Let's say he's not back till April or something. You can kiss the trade me before the deadline thing. That goes out the window as well. Then at that point, now you can tell Giannis, hey, man, you play with us this year with our new lottery pick that we have and our second round pick that we have. I don't even know if they even have a second. You'd have to look. But the lottery pick that they have and with everything else that we have around you, and then let's talk once the season gets going and see what we like. Because there is I think, still a chance, if it were to go this way, that if you get a true impact player in the NBA draft lottery where Giannis goes, yeah, man, this dude's a dog. This dude is a stud. And then all of a sudden, maybe he starts buying in more to the idea of, all right, this is going to be my number 2. This is going to be who I'm going to ride and die with now for the next 5 to 7 years. And eventually this is going to be his team. You get that type of situation. Now, Giannis, you can maybe convince of, no, man, don't go anywhere. We got this. We're going to be all right at the end of the day. I think that's another reason why this potentially can be a good thing for the Milwaukee Bucks if it were to become a long-term thing for Giannis. What say you? Nikolai Law, talking text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250, on the socials at WI Sports Radio. Trell, north side of Milwaukee, you're first up on the Nikolai talking text line here on Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's. What's up, Trell?
Hey, how you doing, Sparky?
Uh-oh. Yesterday when you called me, you were laughing at me, and now today you sound all serious.
No, because it's starting to get to a place I don't want it to get to. And I don't want to get to where you're at, Sparky, as far as how I feel. I don't want to get there.
Well, I don't want to be here, Trell. It's not like I asked to be in this space. In this space emotionally. Yeah.
I get it. And I kind of know you a little bit by listening to you and talking to you for 20 years. So I kind of know some things, even though you have evolved a lot since you've been married and with kids and stuff like that.
Yep.
From the guy I first met. So I understand that too. See, I'm not going to say that Giannis has faked an injury. I'm not going to go that far. But when these type of things happen, all type of things are on the table. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I've already come to this place. I knew this was going to be a realization anyway, a few years back. When we started talking about the Spurs and all that type of stuff and everything, I was open to that. The Bucks need to just trade him. Les, you got to let him get healthy 2 to 4 weeks. Fine. Trade him. Just come in. We're not going to have the best thing that we can do now. I've even opened up to the Atlanta Hawks offer. After really looking at it, after listening to Ty Wittish, I've come open to that offer because you're pretty much got a chance to get 2 lottery picks next year. Plus, you're going to get an extra 2 or 3 first-round picks down the line from Atlanta. And you're going to get, what is his name? You get Trae Young, which you probably get
Ricochet or whatever. Yeah.
Ricochet, you get him. He's a nice young piece. I like our young backcourt. I do. I like Rollins and I like Kevin Porter Jr. You add Ricochet, another piece to it, and you trade Trae Young and get what you get from that. And you might trade some other players. Maybe you trade Miles Turner. I don't know. but at least you know that you're going to have probably 2 first lottery picks next year, plus you got another 3 additionals from the future. And if you get, from what they're saying right now, is that you're talking about how good Cooper Flagg is. They're talking about you're going to have at minimum 3 players with his type of level of play in this year's draft coming up. Let's trade them, man. And if you want to go with the Spurs trade, I can understand that because they got a lot of different pieces. Okay, I can get that. But right now, the most sexiest offer to me would be the Hawks because you got a chance to get that New Orleans pick, which they're probably the worst team, going to be the worst team in the league this year. So you got that pick, plus you're going to have the Bucks, which they're not going to win anything. They're going to get another lottery pick again. So I don't know. I just want this to be over with so I don't have to look at this whole situation as a messy divorce and have any kind of ill will or kind of feelings toward Giannis. I don't want to. I want to still root for Giannis, except when he plays Milwaukee, regardless if the team he's with can beat us or not. I'm not going to root for him against my team. But any other team in the league, I want to have those type of feelings where I can want the best for him. I want to see him be successful and be the best player he can ever be in the history of the game. But the longer this goes on, and the more type of things with the reports and with the lingering on and all this crap, it's going to make me have a more uglier tone to this thing than I want to. And
so our poll question that we have up right now, we're going to talk more about it at 3 o'clock, is are you believing the reports on Giannis from the last 24 hours or so?
Which reports are you talking about? Because there have been a couple of different.
Sharania talking about that there's going to be meetings with his agent and Giannis and the team here in the next couple of weeks, and they're going to determine whether or not they want to be in Milwaukee or not prior to the deadline.
Absolutely. I believe those reports. What I would say is that I think those reports, just talk about the totality of Giannis reports. It's too much extremity on that side, and I don't believe, even though Doc did say some truth things to some of his stuff all the way on this side, I don't believe that either. It's somewhere in the middle. It's a sweet spot in the middle between all of that. But the whole thing about it is just, Farky, is that I'm just done with this situation. We're not going to have him. We're not going to win with him. Let's just get the best thing for the Bucks and hope for a better future. I'm just tired of the situation, period.
All right, Terrell, I hear you. Thanks for the call. So this is the thing. Number one, there is nothing better than Giannis for this team. I mean, if we're talking about a multiple MVP, a defensive player of the year, an NBA champion, all that stuff, I mean, I guess it's possible you could find one in a lottery at some point again before, in our lifetimes. I guess it's possible. But it's going to be a hard sell to convince me that they're going to be able to find somebody like that ever again going forward, regardless if they get 6 number 1 picks or whatever the case may be. Now, obviously, like every other draft that you talk about, the more chances you have of making picks, the more chances you have of getting one of these guys right and hitting a home run or a grand slam like Giannis turned out to be. So that's obviously part of it too. And the idea of getting sick of it and having your fill of all of these stories going around about Giannis, I can understand that too. I'm with you. But I can't get myself to the point of saying, oh, yeah, let's just move him. Like, I don't know, man. I'm struggling with that. I'm struggling with moving the best player we've all seen play ever in a Bucks uniform. I'm still not in a great place with that going forward. Let's go to Brian in McGuanago. You are next on the Nicolay Law Talking Text Line. Let me see Sparky Five.
How are you doing, Spark?
Wait. Hold on, man. Why aren't you dropping off toys here in Oak Creek? You are not that far in McGuanago, Brian.
I'm gonna stop tomorrow. I'm out here in Pewaukee right now with some clients.
All right.
I plan on stopping tomorrow because I got to go to Blaine's anyways.
Perfect.
So
okay.
Yeah. So I'll probably be there between 11 and 1.
All right, I'll be here.
My question, I'll say hi for sure. My question to you is, when did OKC really get good? When they got rid of Harden, when they got rid of Westbrook, when they got rid of Durant, and they fuddled. They got a smart GM. That GM fits in with the Packers and the Brewers got.
Presti's one of the best GMs in the sport.
Yeah,
yes.
well, not just because he's good, but the moves he's made. He realized you keep fishing. Yeah, is Giannis great for sure? We haven't done anything with Giannis in 3 years. It's time to move him, and this is a great trade scenario. You trade him to OKC, where they could probably have a dynasty for 5 years, everybody staying healthy. And they would get 4 number 1 picks, maybe 3 to 4. They would get Chet Holmgren and Lucas Dort. You have a chance to do something. You are not going to win with Giannis here now. And as he gets older, his knees are starting to come in, the strains, the injuries. Yeah. And they could really build a dynasty. Now, you might have to involve another team to match salary, of course. But it's a trade that OKC would do because they're not just about winning a championship today or last year. They have a chance to build a dynasty because obviously SG's not going nowhere. SGA Williams isn't going anywhere. They got the base. But it's the parameter players that can be moved for Giannis to know that they're guaranteed staying healthy. They're going to win. And they're going to still get a number 1 pick every year. It might be later in the draft, obviously. But this is the time to take advantage right now. They have 2 number 1s this year. 2 number 1. The Bucks have 0.
No, the Bucks have their own pick. They have their own pick. Pelicans, get the worst of the 2, but they will have a first-round pick.
It's not going to be nothing that matters. And the thing is that if you believe in the fairy tales that Giannis is going to get better and we have this and that one, it's just a dream. They haven't done nothing. They've been knocked out the first round the last 3 years. It's time to move on. Look at the Packers. For the last 30 years, they went from Favre. Favre still had a lot in the tank, and they got rid of him. They shipped him out. They brought in Rodgers. Then eventually Rodgers had to go because he became a problem, and they slid right in with Jordan Love. Eventually, you got to move on, and I just have this feeling, honestly, that Giannis is starting to get that LeBron syndrome, where he wants to run the organization from the court. You can't do that. Once you become bigger than the show, it's over. It's over.
But that's the thing. Brian, thanks for the call. I'll see you tomorrow out here at the Toy Drive. Appreciate it. This is the thing. When you are at this point and you are a superstar at that level in the association and the NBA, they all get to do this. You don't get to do this in baseball. Football, maybe. I don't hear about it as much in football. But in basketball, when you get to the Giannis level, the Kobe level, the LeBron level, yes, you get to have all the say in the world. This isn't a Milwaukee thing. This is an NBA thing. Mike in Shorewood, you're next on the Nicolay Law Talking Text line. Mike, what do you think? A long-term or for this Bucks team, if Giannis were to go down with an injury for a long term, would it be good or bad for this team?
Yeah, not that you want to wish injury on somebody, but that may be the route to go because otherwise, Giannis has got, and his agent's got to realize wherever, say he went to the Knicks, they're going to have to give up such a haul for him that he's going to be in the same position where he's going to be left with a bare roster around him. So where would you want to be where you built a legacy and an icon on this Bucks franchise where you brought a title, you can build more because Horst has shown that he's willing to make moves. Unfortunately for them, Lillard suffered the Achilles and that didn't work out. They made the Holiday deal. So this guy's shown he's willing to make big gambles and take big moves. They made the Miles Turner, and fortunately right now it's somewhat TBD. So Giannis has got to realize long-term, I think this is the best fit for him because he's getting older now, and he's got to realize that this franchise has shown they're willing to revamp this roster, which I think they're willing to do. So I just hope that he comes to that realization because, otherwise you look at a team like the Clippers who went on, gave up everything, and now they're just stuck, and you're going to be up with the dead-end roster with it's going to take years to
something like
win. So I think this is the spot for him, and I think your viewpoint is ideal, which some people might not give up, like the last guy talking about OKC would give up that. They don't need him. They just won the title, and now they're on a historic pace to possibly build a dynasty. So I don't see that type of – unless there's another sap like Nico Harrison, I highly doubt there's going to be another colossal, disastrous GM like that that's going to make that move.
Mike, all we have to do, let's figure out who needs a GM, and let's start a social campaign to get Nico Harrison that job, and then we can figure out who we want at this point. Remember, Nico Harrison called the Bucks and wanted Giannis for Luka, and they said no. So he tried to get Giannis for Luka, and it didn't end up working out at the end of the day. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it, Mike. So Bucks had their chance. Bucks could have moved from Giannis if they wanted to, according to reports. And again, those are reports. I've not heard John Horst officially say, yeah, Nico called me, and I said no. So I'm not going to say that actually happened, but that based on reports, Milwaukee was one of the teams they called before they eventually cut their deal. It is the 19th annual toy drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest down here, Blank's Farm and Fleet on Rawson Avenue in Oak Creek. Collecting cash and toys this week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day through Friday. Donate online if you can't make it down here, wisportsradio.com. And now this year we have a text feature. Took 19 years to be able to text money in, but now we can do it. Text TOYS, TOYS, to 34984. Text TOYS to 34984, and you can donate that way as well. And don't forget, when the Bucks win, you win at Wendy's, like they did last night against the Pistons. After every Bucks win, stop by any participating Wisconsin Wendy's for a free small vanilla or chocolate frosty classic. No purchase necessary. This offer is only good for 24 hours after a win. So act fast, get that free small frosty classic at Wendy's. Steve Sparky Pfeiffer here. Charlie Usen back there. We switch gears from the Bucks. We take it back to Green Bay and Chicago. The rivalry used to be great, but what will it take to get it back to that point? We'll discuss that straight ahead. Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky here. D, how are you doing out here at Blaine's Farm in Fleet, as you just heard? Sparky here. My guy Dave Hero was just out here. Great Lakes Championship Wrestling, Blizzard Brawl coming up this weekend. It's going to be fabulous, like it always is whenever he puts on that show. And back in the day, we'd have some wrestlers that would come out here, Charlie, and would join the shows from time to time.
Did you?
So it's pretty cool,
wrestle?
man.
Did you get it on a
Did
mat
I
or
wrestle?
anything? Yeah, against the wrestlers. Show what you got. I feel like you'd be pretty good at wrestling.
I
seem scrappy.
I didn't tell you this?
No.
You and I have worked together for over a year, and I didn't tell you this?
I don't think so.
Man, I was the women's title holder, buddy.
Really?
Yes, I was. I held the women's championship belt. Kids would take pictures with me back in the day. I would take it to like Summerfest and all that. Yeah. Man, I was a big thing back in the day of that women's title.
Then or
no,
it was just
no.
Sparky?
So no, man. Okay, we'll deviate here. Those around the state that have no idea. So I originally started wrestling. Lance Allen, who is now at CBS 58, is huge into wrestling, right? And he called himself the Gun Show and wrestled for years as part of this deal. And so he was on one team. I was on another team type deal, like a tag team or whatever the case may be. And I had to deal with Jerry the King Lawler, if everybody remembers Jerry the King Lawler. And Jerry the King Lawler was going to pile drive me because that was his finishing move. And I was told I had to train for this before I got in the ring. Like, they're not just going to put you in there without any training. Right. So I trained, whatever. But the guy I was training with, my buddy Armani, who I love, he's like, I'm not doing the pile driver. And he's like, if it was me, there's no way I'd let you do a pile. I'd let anybody do a pile driver on you. He's like, I am not doing it. He goes, I will tell you what you have to do. So he's like, keep your legs straight. Tells me everything. I was like, oh, wonderful. Okay, sounds good. I get in the match. So he pile drives me once. And when he got the first one down, I was like, oh, man, I must have done something wrong because that hurt. I am, like, not feeling good. So then the crowd popped. Everybody's yelling and screaming because you're right. How many people in the crowd want to see me get taken out? So now he's like, oh, hell with this. We're going a second time.
Of course.
Well, the second time, if you see the video, my legs are straight out way far from each other, and I look like a dead duck. And boom, I come down, and then I'm really hurt at that point. I mean, I am hurt. And so, boom, he covers me, and I am just so mad. I was like, man, what am I doing? It was snowing out. We were at the Waukesha Expo Center. It was snowing out. Roads were covered. My back and my neck were absolutely killing me. And I went home, and my buddy had like these like little electric shock therapy, my buddy Ted Lang. And he came over, and he gave it to me, and he put it on my back the next day. I left my front door open for a guy at the radio station. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get off my couch in the morning. So I'm just leaving it open. Just bring me whatever you can, medicine-wise or whatever. So I was just livid. And have I moved on from the grudge with Jerry Lawler? No, I haven't. Of course not. But absolutely not. But so from that became you can wrestle in a or we're going to have you in a the briefcase type match, right?
Okay. So
title and whatever what is it called? I don't know. I'm old. Whatever. So you get one free title shot if you run out. So they announce it, blah, 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 blah. We don't want Sparky to sue us, so forth, so forth. So here you go. Your one free title shot whenever you want to use it or whatever. So there's a women's title match going on, whatever. Person wins, gets taken out after the match. I run in, jump on top, cover her. 1, 2, 3. I'm the new women's title holder. But then I had to wrestle other legit women wrestlers that were in WWE or WCW or whatever. Oh, my goodness gracious. It was something else. But, yeah, man, I had a lot of fun. And then I got in a really bad car accident. I'm 94, probably should be dead. And I couldn't, and I was done. I couldn't wrestle the next event. So our old morning show guy in Milwaukee, Mike Wickett, said, I got it. I'll do it. And promptly lost the belt.
Of course.
And then that was the end of it. And I never wrestled again after that. But, like, I wrestled this dude, Haystacks Ross. It had to be like 400 pounds or more than that. He did a splash on me, Matt.
Oh, no.
Came off the ropes, came up in the air, boom. And I'm telling you, it felt like a pillow landed on me. That's what I felt.
Pros know how to do it.
It was unbelievable. This dude owns like 1 million dominoes in Chicago and whatever else, but he's a wrestler too. And it was awesome. That whole wrestling experience was awesome. I got to meet some very, very cool people and never would have been able to do any of it had not been for Dave Hero. So, yeah, I had an absolutely great time. And he does Blizzard Ball every year. So it's like the WrestleMania of independent wrestling in this country. Like, it's everybody. Everybody wants to come, and they always sell out the Waukesha Expo Center. I just talked to him, and it's coming up Saturday. I think he said there's like 30 or 40 tickets left. So if anybody wants to, from around the state, wants to come down and check it out, Blizzard Ball is the name of it. It's a pretty cool deal. Oh, way to go. We talked to wrestling that whole segment.
That was not my fault. I said,
you asked me, hey, did you ever get on the mat? So I was like, well, I probably should tell him the story of how this all went.
One question. I have one more question. How do we get me and Tommy
hold on
this?
So do you remember Mike Vasallo?
Yes.
He's the media relations guy for the Brewers. He was a manager in one of the matches I was in. Josh Vernier, who's my co-host, who now works for Sports Talk Station in Kansas City as a Royals insider, he was my manager as well. And they had a bit where while the match was going on, they got into it outside the ring, and Mike clotheslined Josh onto the cement. Boom, down he went. And I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, man, I hope Josh isn't hurt because this is not going to be good if he is. And he wasn't hurt. It was all good. It looked real as all heck, though. Mike's a big wrestling guy, too. Okay, go ahead.
How can we get me and Tommy in on this as a tag team, like the Beef Brothers or something? We could do something like that. We can get out.
Well, Tommy is not big enough to do anything.
What do you mean? Tommy could
not the two of you. Maybe with another wrestler, you with a wrestler. You two together would get absolutely killed.
I don't think that's a good idea. We'd figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we get asked. We talk Dave Hero if y'all really want to do this and see what happens. Sure. Yeah,
we'll think about it. I'll talk to Tommy a little bit more. I'm kind of signing Tommy up for this without his permission, so I'll talk to him.
Yeah, he's too busy getting ready for his date tonight, so
exactly.
It's fine. He's not even paying attention to what's going on the radio right now. Charlie Hughes there, Steve Sparky Pfeiffer here. All right, we're gonna take a quick time out because we wasted that whole segment talking about wrestling because of Charlie. So coming up in the next segment, we are going to talk about the Packers, the Bears, the rivalry, how to get it back to where it was back in the glory days. How do we get it back to that point? It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, out here at the 19th annual Toy Drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest, Blaine's Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek on Rawson Avenue, collecting cash and toys all week up until 6 p.m. today, 6 p.m. tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow for you procrastinators. They're saying, hey, I'm bringing toys. I'm coming, Sparky. I'm coming. All right, well, tomorrow's the last day. So if y'all are coming, let's go. And also donate online at wisportsradio.com. Again, wisportsradio.com. Or text TOYS, TOYS, to 34984. Text TOYS, TOYS, to 34984. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, Steelwind Industries, by the Yard, and Metro by T-Mobile as we broadcast from the Bears Sunroom. And don't forget, for home Bucks games at Fiserv Forum, there's only one way to do it. Why pay crazy prices downtown to go watch the Bucks play? Why not take the shuttle from the Potawatomi Casino and Hotel and the Potawatomi Sportsbook? This is how it works. At least an hour and 15 minutes before every game, it returns starting in the third quarter. That's as early as you can get on the shuttles to come back to the Potawatomi Casino Hotel. How do you get on the shuttle? Well, you make a same-day wager on a game and ask for a bracelet after you make the wager to get on the shuttle, or you simply make a purchase at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, ask for a bracelet, and you can get on the shuttle that way as well. For more information, go to Potawatomi.com. Welcome in. We are live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky here. Charlie Usin with you as well. So I heard rumors of, I have not heard it yet. Maybe Charlie can go back and find it at some point, but I'm not sure when it was. But I was told out here at Blaine's Farm and Fleet today that one Josh Albrecht, the very one on Inside Wisconsin Sports,
Yes.
apparently this morning at some point tried to do my live at some point on the show, on his show this morning. And I was told it was a horrible attempt.
I'm sure.
But my response was, hey man, that's cool. You could do my live if you want. I'm not gonna be mad. But I am interested in hearing what it sounded like, just to kind of see what it sounded like.
I'll go
and
do
then
some
Jack
research.
Pembroke, Peacock, I think he's talking about y'all doing it on your Saturday show now or something. I don't know.
Jack likes to try. I usually don't go for it. I don't think I have the high enough octave to get there.
Yes.
You get pretty up there. You get to that soprano level. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, I think it's funny. But yeah, sure. If y'all want to copy and have some fun with it, go right ahead. Don't matter to me any. Okay, let's get to this deal with the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. What do you think would need to happen in the next 2 games versus the Bears to get this rivalry back to its glory days? Now, glory days. Let me clarify what glory days really are. Glory days are back in the 80s. Those are the glory days, right? Back when it was Forrest Gregg versus Mike Ditka, back when guys were getting slammed after the play was over on the sidelines, getting chased out over benches, guys getting slammed after the play like poor little old Jim McMahon did by Charles Martin, that type of stuff, right? Ditka taking advantage of having that big old fatty refrigerator Perry and being able to use him to run into the end zone and embarrass the Packers on Monday Night Football. Awesome. Could have done it against anybody. Picked the Packers to wheel that package out in. And he used it again, later, including the Super Bowl when Payton himself didn't score a Super Bowl touchdown, but yet Perry did. Ridiculous. I still think that absolutely horrible for Walter Payton. But either way, that's where it was. Now, we have Ben Johnson running his mouth prior to the season about how it was a little bit more special to beat Matt LaFleur, the Packers. And he was being funny guy, and LaFleur kind of just brushed it off. Now, I don't know what kind of dude LaFleur is one way or the other, but I'll tell you this much. If I beat Ben Johnson, when this game is done on Sunday, I am going to make some type of reference about it was a little bit more special to beat Ben Johnson and the Bears than the other teams we've played this year. I'm going to throw that out there just a little bit at the end of the day. If I'm Micah Parsons and I get a shot at Caleb Williams here or there, I might put a little something extra on it because, again, this isn't first place Packers, last place Bears. This is different. This is an actual good Bears team. Hadn't seen one in a long time. I know most of us forgot what it looks like. Normally they come rolling up here with an L on their helmet and you forget there's a C
so
there.
Funny. You're so funny.
But now they're actually, the record says they're really good. So based on that, they're the number 1 seed in the NFC. You could say, well, I test-wise, Sparky, I don't agree. Well, okay, fine. You don't have to. But based on the record, they are. And they're better than you. Right now, based on the record, they're better than you. Even though the point spread says you're like a touchdown better than they are, even though you have a worse record, they have the better record. How does this get back to the glory days? In your mind, what has to happen to click here in the next couple of games? 2 games in the next 3 weeks. How does it click? What happens to get that done? Nicolay Law, talking text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. Also, for those of you that have followed along over the years, the Brat Bowl returns this year as well at the Brat Stop 2 weeks from tomorrow in Kenosha off of Highway 50 and I-94. The Brat Stop, a legendary place that's been there forever. They've had national touring artists from all different kinds of genres that have played there and so forth. And what the Brat Bowl is, it is 670 The Score and their shows broadcasting live at the Brat Stop. And we all do our shows live at the Brat Stop as well. And both fan bases, Packers and Bears, are all in there all day long, drinking and eating, talking crap to each other and so forth, listening to whatever stations they want to listen to. And it's a great time. So invite all of you to come on out, hang out with us, put it on your schedule. Again, 9 to noon. John Kuhn will be out there with John Kuhn, Mason Crosby show, Mitch Thunder Nellis, and this show coming up 2 weeks from tomorrow at the Brat Stop in Kenosha for the, I think, third Brat Bowl. I think it's Brat Bowl 3 possibly is where we're at on that. So looking forward to that too. So what has to happen in the next couple of games, Charlie, in order for this thing to get back to where it was?
I think the main thing that has to happen is that the Bears have to split the season series with the Packers again. It has to happen 2 years in a row. They have to win at least one of these games in this next couple that they're playing here. And I think the Bears look like they can at this point. And I also need the other side of things, like you're talking about, the Packers to pick up on the rivalry a little bit more. The Bears have been all in on it for the past 15 years, no matter how good or bad they are. Somebody has to say something about it. And the Packers just feel like they've brushed them off. You can't do that this year. And I think when you go out there and if you do dominate them in this game, you have to act like you're dominating them too. You have to go out there and be a little mean. Do the Lambeau leaps like we heard people talk about earlier in the week.
The Packers don't even do Lambeau leaps. The Packers don't do Lambeau leaps.
The Packers need to do the
Lambeau
Lambeau
Bears
leaps.
will do more Lambeau leaps than the Packers do.
The Packers need to do the Lambeau leaps if they want this to be a rivalry too.
No, I don't think that's the right answer. There's got to be cheap shots. There just does. There has to be late hits, penalties, flags after the play is over. Somebody's got to be the dirty team, or both teams have got to be the dirty team. But that is how this is going to get back to where it was. It has to get personal between the players and the players, the coach and the coach. It's got to get personal. We play clean football. I don't care who wins. You're never going to get it back to where it was. In order to get back to where it was, it's got to get dirty. We'll see if it gets dirty.
Football violent again, baby.
Yes, right. They don't want it, though. Wisconsin Sports Daily served up by Wendy's. Live from Wisconsin Sports Radio Network Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. 19th Annual Toy Drive, Blaine Farm and Fleet Oak Creek. Come on down here, out here until 6 o'clock. You will not want to miss that. Coming up next, we'll hear from Matt Arnold, who we had on yesterday. If you missed it, we'll play a couple clips from that. Plus, David Haugh from Ollie and Haugh and 670 The Score in Chicago at 3:20.
Some shows talk about one team. Other shows barely talk sports. This show will talk Packers, Brewers, and Bucks every day. Every day. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, served up by Wendy's on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Download the Wendy's app today.
Welcome in. We are live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Steve Sparky Pfeiffer here. Charlie Usen over there back in Hale's Corners, not out here at the Toy Drive. Next year, we are doing 20 years. Next year, I'm going to have Charlie Usen out here at the Toy Drive at least one day, maybe more. But we're going to have you out here at the Toy Drive at some point here, Charlie.
I'm going to remember that, Sparky. If I'm not,
that's fine.
I'm going to be mad. I might.
No, I think next year I want to have every show that has a producer to essentially be out here with their show at least once to experience what the Troy Drive is and what it's all about, to actually get up close and personal and see it.
Right. I've only ever seen like the end when it's dark out, the last hour. So
you saw the food truck with your stroganoff.
And I'll be back for the stroganoff again. When are they doing that?
Yes.
Did you ask them?
I don't know what's on the menu for tomorrow. I know meatballs should be, because I ask for meatballs every year for Friday. So I'm pretty sure meatballs will be back on the schedule. Yes, correct. So out here at the 19th Annual Toy Drive, Blaine's Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek. If you're listening on WNFL in Green Bay, or the game in Duluth Superior, the Fan in southeastern Wisconsin in Milwaukee, or the game in Wausau, if you can't make it out, you can always donate online, wisportsradio.com, or text the word toys to 34984. Again, we had a grand total of $5 donated the entire day yesterday. That is embarrassing and unacceptable. We need more than that in order to make this a good year for the Toy Drive. So text toys, TOYS, to 34984, or simply get in your vehicle, hitch a ride with somebody, come on down here to Blaine's Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek if you're in southeastern Wisconsin, and drop off some toys. That would be amazing too. Okay, so let's hear a little bit from Matt Arnold yesterday, who joined us for how long? Like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, I think it was yesterday, Charlie?
About that, yeah. Some of it talking about the food truck, too. He's a fan of the food truck as well.
Yeah, you want to know what happened after we were all done? I had heard from a little birdie that he was talking about how he wished we would have talked about all the other sporting things that were going on around the sports world outside of just the Brewers.
Why didn't he say that?
He want to talk a little Ole Miss. He want to talk some Bucks. He want to talk some Badgers. Like, he was ready to go.
I guess he'll have to come back again tomorrow.
No. So what I think we're going to do is maybe for the Toy Drive week, maybe we'll have him co-host a whole show with one of us and talk about everything like a normal talk show, other than obviously we'll have to do a segment or two on the Brewers with him. But outside of that, have him talk Packers, have him talk Bucks, have him do everything else. Back in the day when Larry Harris was the GM of the Bucks, he used to co-host morning shows with me and do full-on like 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. morning shows with me in the morning, which was awesome.
I mean, coaches do that all the time. They have all their shows and all that. Doug Gottlieb, friend of the station here.
Doug Gottlieb, Wednesday mornings, Inside Wisconsin Sports.
Awesome.
That interview yesterday, if you missed it, you need to go find it wherever you download your favorite podcast. Doug Gottlieb yesterday was money.
But he's on air. He's on air with us over here. I mean, why can't Matt Arnold do it? That's awesome.
Yes. No, I think it would be cool to have him co-host the show. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. All right, so Matt Arnold yesterday, we started off asking him about the topic du jour. Are you raising the payroll or aren't you raising the payroll? Harris Turr was on with us. He said, yes, we're going to raise the payroll. Cool. Then Ken Rosenthal of the Athletic says, I don't know if they're going to raise the payroll. There may be a little skirmish here. Maybe they may mean they move Freddie Peralta at some point. So I said, okay, Matt Arnold, let's put you on the spot. You tell me, we raising the payroll or not?
I think what I would say is, honestly, I think we got to stay nimble, right? We know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
We're the Brewers. We're not the Dodgers, and there are teams that didn't get in the playoffs that spent a lot more than we did, right? And so doesn't mean it doesn't help, but I don't think it's the only piece of this. But to your point, We got to do something, and I think our fans deserve that. And I think really, the move that we just made with Brandon Woodruff, bringing him back,
it's a lot of money
for I think the largest annual salary in the history of the franchise for a pitcher, says a lot
for sure.
You know what I mean? And so I think that shows the commitment that we have to winning here, and that's a huge credit to Mark Attanasio for doing that. And we're bringing back the core of this team too. I mean, that's another exciting piece of this. We really have an exciting group. We won 97 games last year. Didn't get to Valhalla where we wanted to be.
Right.
But we had a really good team last year, and to bring the entire core back plus Woody is really exciting.
He didn't answer the question, did he?
No, he kind of skirted around it a little bit.
Saying we're at the toy drive. I just moved. We kept the interview going, so forth. I agree on the Woodruff part, right? $22.5 million. That is the most unlike Brewers thing in the entire world. But again, Woodruff took it. He's in. Now, I brought up to him as well about, okay, so are we talking extension? Is this the beginning of something? And the look on his face, if you go back and watch on YouTube, you can see that, no, there's not talking the extension. This is a 1-year deal. This is where we're at right now. Not that he'd be against it, but as of right now, it's a 1-year deal with Brandon Woodruff. The power, 10 home runs in the month of August, babe. Where did the power come from with Bryce Turang?
Tell you what, this kid had some of this even in high school. Honestly, like this kid had juice. He had power the other way as a young kid, going back to when he was really a youngster, honestly. And so it's just getting to it, in game. And this guy was always just a guy that just sort of served the ball the other way. Really, really good hitter. And now he's just starting to catch it a little more out front. And it's just like he just keeps getting better in a way that like it was in there though. I mean, I promise you, like the raw tools were always there, and it's just like getting it out. And you see this guy take BP. He hits the ball as far as anybody on our team. I mean, there's Yelly probably on a different level, and maybe Churio Contreras, those types of guys. And then it's like Turang. I mean, he can hit balls way up there, in the Johnsonville deck or whatever. It's just, I mean, he can smoke a ball. And so, the homers that he hit this year, and the obviously big ones in the playoffs. I mean, I'm so happy for him.
Charlie?
Yes.
What do we think he tops out at power-wise? Because when he came up, I was like, 10, 15 home runs. I'd be pretty happy with that. After last year, now I think maybe he's a 20 to 25 guy every year. Is that where he is? Maybe he pops 30 in a year. Do we think he has that type of power at this point, Charlie?
I don't know if he tops 30 at this point. He's still an extremely young player, and each year he's gotten a little bit better with the power, the way that he swings the bat. But I think at the same time, just his build kind of lends more to the fact that he isn't going to be able to drive things out consistently. You see some outliers like the Jose Altuves who can consistently do that, get the 25 home runs a season. But he really has figured out how to swing the bat in order to generate that type of power. Same with like a Marcus Semien is a lot of the same way. And that's somebody that I can kind of compare a Bryce Turang to in my mind. I think Marcus Semien throughout his career has shown that he can have that peak, but not at a consistent rate. And I think that's kind of where I'm with Bryce Turang. So I'm expecting more between like 17 to 20 home runs instead of that 20 to 25 like you're talking about.
Yeah, he got me pretty excited talking yesterday. He did. I was like, man, this dude hits 20, 25 home runs. I mean, that's a middle of the order guy. He's hitting 20, 25 home runs.
Especially on the Brewers.
You feel much better about life in general. And now I started thinking about, okay, if he gets to 20 or 25 every year, then all of a sudden it can be, Churio, Turang, Yelich, Turang, Churio, Yelich, something like that, where Yelich is just, boom, he's there. He's your 4-hitter. Churio's your 3-hitter, because that's where your best hitter is supposed to go anyhow. Churio's 3, Turang is 2, or Churio 2, Turang 3, however you want to flip them up, and then whatever your leadoff position is. Now, for me, it's Sal Frelick. I don't think twice. We just leave him in leadoff and let's roll. We'll see what Pat Murphy decides to do for the upcoming seasons. We stayed on talking about Bryce Turang, and if you've listened to this show, you know I'm a big proponent of Bryce Turang at shortstop, Caleb Durbin at second, and go find a real power bat to play third, with all due respect to Joey Ortiz. That's how I wanted to see things done in the last spring training, and we didn't get to see it, even though they tried it, and Turang's shoulder got a little sketchy there for a day or two, so they backed off, and they didn't do it again after that. So curious to, A, is that something you do? And B, would Turang even be on board doing it?
I think Bryce always just wants to do what's best for the team. I mean, he's talked about that for years. We did, as you talked about, we had a little bit of the shoulder thing in spring at one point. But, honestly, he just wants to do it best. And I think when you see both those guys together, I mean, Ortiz at short, I mean, it's hard to find a better shortstop, to be honest.
Really good defensively. Yep.
And then, obviously, with Terang just coming off a platinum glove at second base, it's like, how much do you want to mess with that? You know what I mean? In just terms of the defensive combo that they have and the chemistry that they have. And it was just like talking to both of them. It made the most sense. But, again, it's still open to conversation because I think Bryce, again, just wants to do what's best for the team.
Absolutely. And that's good because I had heard rumblings that he didn't want to go to shortstop. And I was like, there's no way that could possibly be true. That dude doesn't want to play shortstop. He played shortstop coming all the way up. Like, it wasn't like he was playing second down there and coming up through the minors. He was the shortstop. He was going to be the shortstop when he got here. And to think that wouldn't now be the case, no, to me, no. And again, if you decide to move on from Joey Ortiz, unless you're replacing him with a shortstop, he is the next guy to go to shortstop unless you think Cooper Pratt is ready. I don't think Cooper Pratt is ready for opening day. So I don't think that is the play at the time. Made, he can play shortstop. I don't think they skip him when he just got a handful of bats at AAA. I would imagine he's going to start at AAA. I should have asked him that. I didn't. But I would assume he starts at AAA, and then maybe by the second half of the year, if he's tearing it up, maybe we see Made at that point, and then they'll have a decision to make of shortstop, third base. Where does he go? He's played both down there in the minor leagues. He's played third base. Made has their top prospect. So we'll see how that goes going forward. We also had a chance to talk about Brandon Woodruff and that qualifying offer as well, and taking that qualifying offer and how that whole thing played out. And I was always curious the entire time as far as agent goes and so forth and how that all goes beforehand, because I really thought that, okay, they're doing this because they know Woodruff's not going to take it. They just want to get the pick. This is small market baseball. This is how it goes. And then, boom, he takes it. I was like, woo, that's a lot of money for Milwaukee. So we talked about that.
Draft picks are draft picks, right? We love those things, but like Woody is Woody. You know what I mean? And so having that guy here and what he meant to this franchise meant more than any kind of draft pick we could have possibly gotten.
Talking with Matt Arnold, president of baseball operations and general manager. So did you know when you offered he was going to take it?
Didn't know, honestly. Yeah, wasn't.
So they didn't give you we're going to sign this.
No, was not sure. Yeah, honestly, we weren't sure what was going to happen there, but thrilled that he took it, for sure. Because, I mean, look, this is a guy that has opportunities to go a lot of places, and it's a two-way street, right? He's a chance to go to anywhere he wants. He's that kind of player, and a lot of teams want him. But for him to want to come back here says a lot about him. So is this a precursor to trying to figure out a 3-year deal with Brandon Woodruff and move this money to where we want to move this money to? Or is this just currently a 1-year deal, and that's where we're at with the agent? Currently 1 year, but always open to conversations. Sure. Had the door wide open for him for a long time. Okay, so currently a 1-year deal means they're not talking. So we'll see how this plays going forward. Hopefully Woodruff stays healthy through the year and gets a monster deal somewhere. Won't be here, and it all works out. If he gets hurt and misses time, you might see him back in Milwaukee again. We'll see how this all plays out. I got one more, and then we'll get to David Haugh from the Score. Jacob Mizorowski, man. That dude doing his thing. And I brought up the idea of, man, like, he comes out, all eyes on him, balling. Gets hit by that ball, misses time, comes back, not same dude. Quality, horrible, walking guys, all that. Playoff lights go on, and what happens? The original Jacob Mizorowski shows up with control, balling again. And to me, I pointed out to him, Matt Arnold, that maybe this dude's just a really big game pitcher, and that's good, I think, if you're a Brewers fan. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, when you see him when he's on, I mean, he's unhittable, and it's really special. And for a guy to come up and be an all-star after, 5 or 6 starts, right? I mean, he just came in and walked in the door and blew the doors off. You don't see that very often, and of course, I mean, you can't name every pitcher that has always come up and struggled, right? All these guys go through their ruts. We had it with Woody and Freddie and Corbin and so many guys along the way, but then you have a guy like Miz show up, and then he's dominant. He hits a little bump in the road, and then he comes on for those big games, just like you're saying, Spark, and then you're like, wow, like that's the guy, and he's hopping off the mound and he's fist bumping, and like that's really awesome.
There he is, Matt Arnold. If you missed any of that, go back, listen to it wherever you download your favorite podcast at Wisconsin Sports Daily, or go to wisportsradio.com. It says Best Brewers Coverage. Should have that interview right there of Matt Arnold. You can go back, watch it on YouTube as well. Charlie Houston does a great job cutting all that up to make it easy for you. Plus, it's on the front page, I believe, of wisportsradio.com as well. And again, it's long. Right? What was it, 30, 40 minutes long?
The video ended up being like 29 minutes, but the overall interview.
So like a half hour. Yeah, that's about as extended of an interview as you're going to hear with Matt Arnold anywhere in the state of Wisconsin, I promise you. So definitely want to go check that out. Take quick time out. Come back on the other side. We will hear from the one and only David Haugh from 670 The Score. And I am anxious to hear how cocky he is going to be coming into this thing. He should be cocky. I'm not going to be mad if he's cocky. David Haugh, Mully and Haugh, 670 The Score comes up next. Let me tell you about our fine folks over there at Wendy's. The Bucks won last night, so you win today at Wendy's. After every Bucks win, stop by any participating Wisconsin Wendy's for a free small vanilla or chocolate frosty classic. No purchase necessary. This offer is only good for 24 hours after a win, so act fast and get that free small frosty classic at Wendy's. Welcome back. We are live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. 19th annual toy drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robinson's, Blaines Farm and Fleet, as you just heard, in Oak Creek on Rawson Avenue. We'd love to see you out here every day this week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., collecting toys, meeting people, hearing different stories. Children's Wisconsin does so much fine work, man. You hear so many stories of, oh, yeah, my son or my grandson or my granddaughter or my daughter, and then the success stories that come out of it and how great the nurses were and how great the doctors were. And people come from all over the country for Children's Wisconsin. And the ability to put a toy into a child's hand who is battling something horrible and not having smiled for whatever, and you put that in their hand and they start smiling and you feel good because they're smiling. Then you look at the parents and the parents are getting teary-eyed and they're smiling because they haven't maybe seen their son or daughter smile in so long. And that one toy that you helped to donate here at the toy drive makes all the difference in the world, even for that small amount of time. It means everything to everybody involved. That is the power of the 19th annual toy drive for Children's Wisconsin. Joining us now on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law, he is David Haugh of Mully and Haugh on 670 The Score in Chicago. Follow him on X at David Haugh. Mr. Haugh, I would assume you are happy, in a good mood, and ready to roll for Sunday.
Good afternoon, Sparky. Great to join you. First of all, I am in a good mood. I am looking forward to Sunday, but I just want to commend you. 19 years with the toy drive. What a commitment, and it's just really exemplary what you do and all the kids that you help bring smiles to this holiday season. Very impressive, and I just want to say total respect for the initiative and just the commitment to a great cause.
I appreciate it so much. We had on our president and GM of the Brewers yesterday, Matt Arnold, and you'll be happy to know I did not reference the trader's name once in the entire interview. Never came up, never brought it up. Very proud of myself about that. So you're excited. You're excited about the Bears. I understand. I said, I don't know how cocky he may be coming on about how good his Bears are, but I said, you should be cocky and you should be happy and pumped and ready to go on this thing coming in. I think Bears fans look at this game and Packers fans look at this game are probably different as far as how both fan bases are looking at it. You could talk from the Bears fans' perspective and what you're dealing with on the score from a listener perspective and then your own perspective.
I think that fans are overjoyed and very confident that this is a team that, because of Ben Johnson, the type of coach which, frankly, I don't think they've ever experienced, there is a possibility of bigger things than maybe people envisioned or imagined. The expectations have been adjusted, and right now people are thinking bigger than just winning season in Ben Johnson's first year. They're thinking division title, they're thinking playoff victory, and dare I say it, as we sit here today, I can't even believe it, but the Bears are the number one seed, as you know, in Green Bay, and all roads to the Super Bowl go through Chicago. So it's somewhat silly to put it in those terms, but that is a testament to what Ben Johnson has done very quickly. He has changed the culture. It is cliche, but when you sit through and cover as many losing seasons as I have here covering this outfit, you know it when you see it, and Ben Johnson has changed everything.
I agree with you on Ben Johnson 100%. Here's my next thing. The last time y'all were in a Super Bowl was against the Colts, and as a Colts fan, I'm not going to bring up what happened. But going to the Super Bowl that year, that defense was led by a crazy amount of turnovers, damn near in every game. They were able to get turnovers against the opposing offense. What was it? Mike Brown had an unbelievable year and so forth, and that's kind of what drove this defense. Comparing that defense to what this defense looks like right now, is there a comparison really between the two?
I don't think that the comparison to the 2006 defense is apt, because that defense, to me, had Hall of Fame caliber players at every level. Ryan Urlacher and Lance Briggs, in the linebacking core. Charles Tillman was a cornerback in the Peanut Punch. Nathan Vasher was a guy who had a lot of picks. In the front, you had Tommy Harris setting the tone with Julius Peppers. Or Julius Peppers wasn't on the 2006 team, but you had a lot of guys who were at a higher level than this defense. Frankly, Sparky, to be honest, this defense, I think, is overachieved. It is vulnerable against the run. Its linebackers are compromised by injury. and they've been the beneficiary of some really good defensive back play. Kevin Byard is playing as well as he ever has, baiting quarterbacks into throwing the ball to him. And Nashawn Wright has been a revelation. He was a camp body, essentially, had to come forward with Jalen Johnson, went down, and he's now the NFC Defensive Player of the Month in November. So he has 8 takeaways, more than some teams. And that has been really what the Bears have relied upon. I don't want to say it's been fluky, but I don't know how long you can sustain that approach defensively, because Dennis Allen as a defensive coordinator has been aggressive, but he's been also very deceptive. One week against Mason Rudolph, they'll sit back and let everything be completed in front of them. And then against Jalen Hurts, the guy you wouldn't expect him to blitz, they came after him 1 out of every 2 downs in the first half. This is a very smart defensive football team.
David Haugh, Mully and Haugh in the morning on 670 The Score. Follow him on Twitter at David Haugh as well. I want to talk a little bit more about this Bears offense on the other side. We talked about this, I think it was yesterday, about this ground game that seemingly has taken off for the Chicago Bears. And I understand they spent some money in free agency, bringing in some oldies but goodies like Ryan Kelly on that offensive line and so forth. I get that. But there's a part of me that looks at this and goes, hey, man, if this is a different play caller or a different head coach, I don't know if it's working like this, because I think Ben Johnson schematically is the best run designer in football today.
Good observation. What he's done is complement a very highly paid offensive line interior, because you do have Drew Dahlman, Joe Tooney, and Jonah Jackson. Those are the 3 guys in the middle. You've got a draft pick in Darnell Wright at right tackle, and then the Trapillo probably will play left tackle on Sunday for the Bears. That's their offensive line. But Ben Johnson, the thing that he said on day one has come true. He makes the same look different and the different look the same. And they use a combination of misdirection and pre-snap motion to just keep the defensive line and linebackers a little bit off balance. And then the zone scheme allows tight ends to get good angles, the pulling linemen to be exactly where they need to be, and the running backs have been reading their blocks and having great vision. So Kyle Monungai and DeAndre Swift have been a very potent 1-2 combination. That combined with Ben Johnson's acumen calling running plays, and this is a dangerous football team because they do it the old-fashioned way. They run it down your throat, and the Eagles did not know what hit them. The Bears dominated that football game, and that's not an exaggeration from a provincial local talk show host. That's statistically looking at 47 carries for 281 yards and 40 minutes of ball possession. That says they dominated that football game.
I've been saying that if this game is a 50-50 run-pass split for the Bears, the Packers win and may win going away. However, if this looks anything like their last game where they're running 2-1 on pass plays, then I think this game is close and potentially a Bears victory at that. Because if they run the ball really well, that's going to keep Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary and these guys from pinning their ears back and going at Caleb Williams. That has to be the number one and main goal, I think, for this Packers defense, to see if Caleb Williams can actually beat this Packers secondary.
The way he did last January? Or
I'm old, man. I don't remember that far back, man. I don't know what you're talking
Caleb
about.
is undefeated at Lambeau. That's something that has been making the rounds this week. But here's the point, which is the valid point here. Micah Parsons cannot line up and know the Bears are going to pass because they have to. He has to line up not knowing whether they're going to run or pass. And in that split second of indecision, the Bears have to take advantage of a guy who can wreck any game plan. I have the ultimate respect for Micah Parsons and his ability to make the Packers different this season and to make the game on Sunday a different outcome than the Bears might want, because I have seen him do it as you have. And that to me is how the Bears approach that problem is going to answer whether or not they win or lose.
Talking with David Haugh of 670 The Score. Follow him on Twitter at David Haugh. Injuries obviously have been a thing you have battled. Most teams in the NFL have battled the same thing, like the Green Bay Packers. Packers are looking at some guys potentially coming back this week. It appears that Bears defense with linebackers and corners could be the healthiest it's been in quite some time.
Yeah, because they have been really banged up. Now, Tremaine Edmonds won't play. TJ Edwards might. Those two linebackers have been missing at different times all season long. I think they've only played a couple games together. The secondary is getting whole and healthier. Jalen Johnson, you might see him for 80% of the snaps. And Kylie Gordon is back, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson has been a pickup that has paid dividends. So they are healthy, they have confidence, and they're playing with the freedom that winning teams play with. That is giving them a sense of that aggression is the way they create takeaways. And when they're healthy, they're even more dangerous, and they're getting healthier.
All right, David Haugh, prediction time. What you got?
Well, I think you'll be shocked to know that at the beginning of the season, after the Parsons trade, I picked the Packers to win the NFC. So I do look at this game. I'm as surprised as anybody in Chicago that the Bears have 9 victories right now. I had that for their season win total. I have a ton of respect for Green Bay and Matt LaFleur. I think that the series this year could be split, but I have a hard time seeing the Bears win on Sunday. I think it's 31-28 Packers.
Having said that, you think they win if they win back in Chicago if they lose on against the Packers this week?
I think that if the Bears lose 31-28 on Sunday, Saturday night on the lakefront on December 20th is going to be worth the trip from Wisconsin for any Bears fan that wants to see the Bears win. Because if they lose on Sunday, there's no way they're losing on Saturday night.
See, that's my thing. Whoever wins this game is going to have all the pressure and the weight of the world on their shoulders that night in Chicago, because if you get swept, it's over. You're definitely not winning the division, and it may cost you a playoff spot on top of that if you're not careful. I mean, the Packers have Denver in the middle of this, which is not going to be an easy game for the Green Bay Packers. They like to run the ball too, so 3 physical contests in a row for this defense to deal with. David Haugh, as always, appreciate you coming on, man. Have a good weekend, and let's see what happens.
Great stuff, Sparky. Anytime.
Take care. There he is, David Haugh, Mully and Haugh on 670 The Score. Follow him on Twitter at David Haugh. Coming up next, we'll get to Charlie Sounds of the Day, the top picks that he picks from around social media. And rumor has it there might be something involving new uniforms for the Brewers involved in Charlie Sounds of the Day. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget, when the Bucks win, you win at Potawatomi. No, that's not true. That's Wendy's. The Bucks win, you win. That's Wendy's. That's not Potawatomi. Right? Am I right about that?
You are right about that.
I mean, if you bet on the Bucks to win and they win, you do win at Potawatomi. I mean, you do win that way too.
And after you get off their shuttle, you can head over to Wendy's and get your free Frosty there too.
You could, exactly right. Yeah, they have the game day shuttles to and from the Potawatomi Casino Hotel. All you have to do is go there, park your car, free parking. Don't pay those expensive parking costs downtown. Park right there in their parking garage. Then go to the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Now, you can get on the shuttle one of 2 ways. Either same day game wager, and then after you make the wager, ask for your bracelet for the shuttle, or B, make a purchase at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Their kitchen is amazing. 48 beers on tap, dozen different specialty cocktails, homemade pastries and desserts made every day. Got all day brunch, all kinds of different great food options, including that John Kuhn platter if you dare challenge it. Check all of that out. And once you make your purchase, get your bracelet, get yourself on the shuttle. Hour and a half before the game, shuttles start leaving. Shuttles start returning starting in the third quarter back to the Potawatomi Casino Hotel. For more information, go to Potawatomi.com. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from Wisconsin Sports Radio Network Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook at the 19th Annual Toy Drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest at Blaine's Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek. Or you could simply text. That's right, text toys to 34984 as well. So online is one way. Texting toys to 34984 is another way. If you're listening in Wausau or Duluth or Green Bay or Superior, wherever you may be on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, that's a good way to do it. Or if you're here in southeastern Wisconsin, you're close to Oak Creek, come on down, drop off some toys. You can buy toys other places if you'd like and just pull up your car like some people have done along the way and dropped off bags of toys. Others go inside Toyland here, which is unbelievable, at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, and get their toys that way and drop them off into the containers too. So all of that works for sure. The other thing that works is Prize Picks. When we talk about Prize Picks, it's the holiday season, the best time of year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's only one place where it feels good to be right. That is Prize Picks. Now, it's daily fantasy. That's all we're talking about, right? So you're just going more or less on daily stat projections set to you, for you, by Prize Picks. They have a stacks feature, which means you can take a player, we'll use Jordan Love in this situation since Giannis is hurt. Take Jordan Love, you can go more or less on how many touchdown passes he's going to throw, how many yards he's going to throw for, maybe how many yards he's going to rush for in a game, and pair that with one other player, and boom, shakalaka, you got your lineup all set. Then they have the flex play option as well that you can click before you decide to play each lineup. And if you go with the flex play, that means they allow you to get one wrong and still win money at the end of the day. That's the way Charlie and I like to go because, I mean, if we're being realistic here, we don't hit all of our lineups, but
we
sometimes
try
we
really
do.
hard. That's how I would explain us.
Okay. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code SPARKY, SPARKY, to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code SPARKY to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details. And again, quickly to help you, let me explain this. They're going to give you $50 for playing 5. That means if you play $5 daily fantasy lineups at Prize Picks, you will get to play 11 times at $5 a lineup for only $5. Even if you've never done it, it's worth trying. Put your 5 in. They're going to give you 50 and just play till it's gone. If you lose 11 times in a row, all right, maybe it's not meant for you. But who knows? Maybe you win 5 or 6 times and you're building that little nest egg over there at Prize Picks. So try it out today. All right, time to get to Charlie's Sounds of the Day, brought to you by Prize Picks.
What sound clips will Chicago Charlie pick today for Sparky? Will Sparky become enraged? Will laughter ensue? It's time for Charlie's Sound of the Day. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
All right, Charlie, your top 3 picks from around the world of sports. Where are we going?
All right, I'm going to start with the ones that I think may make you a little more angry. I don't think
Great.
super angry. You like the people that are talking for the most part. It's just the subject matter that they're talking about. We're going to head over to Up and Adams with Kay Adams first off here. She was talking with future Hall of Fame tight end Rob Gronkowski, and he was discussing which of the 2 head coaches between Ben Johnson and Matt LaFleur he would rather play for.
Which coach would you rather play for, LaFleur or Ben Johnson? Who's more of a Gronk coach? Who'd get the most out of you and why?
I really like both of the coaches. There's no doubt about it. But I'm going to go with more of Ben Johnson just because we know he's just a true offensive guru. We've seen what he did with the Detroit Lions last year. We're seeing what he's doing with the Bears. I mean, the Green Bay Packers offense, you know, they're just a vanilla type of offense. They're more on that side, more conservative. The Bears, they're letting it all go. That's the type of football that I like to play, is just letting it all go, you know, not being conservative, taking chances. And Ben Johnson's doing that. He's been doing that his whole entire career. So I just see, you know, and with him taking his shirt off, that's a Gronk move right there. So I just see Ben Johnson fitting my mold more, even though I do really believe both coaches are great.
I never heard that. And I will tell you right now, if you would have asked me who he was going to pick prior to playing that audio clip, I would have said Ben Johnson because he took his shirt off. There was no question that's where he was going. But if you just hear his analysis of both offenses, the Packers are vanilla. The Bears take chances and are aggressive and letting it all fly. Maybe. Yeah, he runs trick plays. But when you're running 2-to-1 ratio of run plays to passing plays when you're really going the right way, is that really being aggressive at the end of the day? Probably not. The correct answer by Gronkowski should have been, who gets to be my quarterback with said coach? Do I get Caleb with Ben or do I get Jordan with Ben? Do I get Caleb with Matt or do I get Jordan with Matt? Let me ask you, Charlie Usen, if I took Caleb Williams and gave him to Matt LaFleur since his rookie year to where he is right now, better, same, worse?
I'm going to say it's the same, just because right now what I've seen from Caleb Williams so far this season, yes, statistically he hasn't been there, but the mentality that he's had has changed with Ben Johnson coming into Chicago. And I think Matt LaFleur would instill a lot of the same mentality. You see him do it with Jordan Love. I think at this point, the talent on the Bears offense has helped lift him up a little bit. I think with the Packers, just the overall franchise, the defense would lift him up almost the same way. I think it would probably be about the same in my mind.
The other part about this, when we start talking about LaFleur to Ben Johnson and who would you rather have and so forth, I think both coaches have their teams buying in. Now, who would run through a wall for who? I don't know. I don't know if Bears players are more in on Ben Johnson. Packer players are more in. But I think for the most part, both of them are decent leader of men to this point. Johnson certainly is. And I go back and forth on what Matt LaFleur is. But I have not heard anybody kind of like stomp against LaFleur after they've left or anything like that. So I tend to feel like guys buy into what Matt is trying to sell one way or the other. All right, time for clip number 2.
Next up, we're going to head over to ESPN where Dan Orlovsky was discussing almost the same kind of topic, but instead of comparing the two coaches, he was comparing the Bears offense to the Packers defense and which one he trusts more.
I'm going to say the Bears offense, okay? And because I'm about control. The Bears can control the football game. And the reason they can is on first and second down, which is they're unapologetic about how they go about it, they lead the NFL in running the football. Yeah. On first and second down, they run for 135 yards a game. That allows you to do whatever you want. And if you're talking about Green Bay defensively, I love them. But who's the best player or what's the strength? It's Micah and it's the pass rush. Okay, so football is math. The best way for me to minimize that is to run the football to make sure that they're not allowed to do their strength. And if you ask me what I thought teams were the best at doing against Green Bay's defense, it's running the football. Now, it's not like you're going to mop the floor with them, but that's something that as an offense, teams have had success doing against that defense. So as much as I love Green Bay's defense, and I love 33 on their defense, Williams, I love them. I just think that because of the way that Bears can control the game running the football, I go Chicago's offense.
Chicago's offense, the choice there by Dan Orlovsky. Are you noticing a theme that Charlie's putting together here? He's going pro Bears with the sounds of the day. And this is really my own fault for letting him have control of this segment to begin with.
The national media decided to go pro Bears today. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's not my fault.
Do you know what that makes me feel like asking?
What's that?
Why are the Packers a 6.5, 7-point favorite in this one, Dan Orlovsky? Why do you think that is? And the same thing to you, Rob Gronkowski. Why do you think it's such a deal? Because they always say 3 points in betting is pretty much home field advantage. So if it's a team favored by 3, people think it's an even matchup. That is not what people think clearly on this one, even though the Bears have the better record. And the Bears are traveling to Green Bay. This is not a dome team traveling to go play in 5 degrees. This is a cold weather team going to play in cold weather. So weather should not be an issue either. Furthermore, they're a better running team than the Green Bay Packers are. Should also be advantage Chicago Bears. So why are the Packers favored by so much in this bad boy? That's all I'm saying to the national guys. You tell me, why do you think that is? That should be the question that should be answered. Anybody that picks the Bears, then explain to me what's going on with the point spread. All right, pick number 3. Where are we going next?
And last up here, we're going to head over to the Milwaukee Brewers, who earlier today revealed their brand new away alternate jerseys, effectively getting rid of the all gray uniforms that they had before. This is going to replace those.
Milwaukee, home to beer, brats, and baseball. The best fans on the planet known to man. And who could forget those sweet, sweet powder blues? A symbol of blue skies, bat cracks, and ball hawks. To honor that, the team is introducing a blast from the past for the upcoming 2026 season. A blast so big, it might turn you blue. Introducing the brand new powder blue alternate road uniforms. So recognizable, it'll have you reminiscing on County Stadium and Harvey's Wallbangers. Just ask All-Star flamethrower Jacob Mizorowski. How are we feeling, Jacob?
Pretty good.
I must say you look outstanding. And now you too can don the blues, just like Jacob. Available now at your local Brewers team store. Go Brewers.
Well done. Well done. I want to know who the guy that sounds 90 is doing the voiceover on that, because I want him to cut something for this show. That's really, really good. You got to get the right voice to go with that music to make it sound old school and all of that. Very, very well done at the end of the day. Now, they kind of got this right. There is a fail in what they did, the Brewers.
What's that?
There is a fail. Did you see the uniform?
Yeah, they look good.
Describe the uniform.
They look like they're City Edition jerseys, but
baby
older,
blue,
without the
right?
grill
Baby
on the
blue
sleeve. Basically the same.
Yeah. What about the pants?
They're gray.
Why?
Because they're
Why?
uniforms.
Did you see the video in which they were playing? There is no rule you have to wear gray, I don't believe. There should be blue top and blue pants. The gray pants is absolutely ridiculous. How do you overlook that? You made the marketing video and showed what the uniform was. It was blue on blue. If you're going to do this, go all in. Feet first. Woo! We're going old school. Blue pants, blue shirt. Blue shirt, gray pants. Ugh. You went halfway. You got it half right. 50%. That's what I give them.
Do you think it's maybe because the Cardinals just did their full powder blue throwback, so maybe they want to be a little bit different from that?
Why do I care what they do, what the Cheaters team does, or not cheater? I mean cheater. The Traders team or anybody else's team does. I don't care what the other teams do. I'm the Brewers. We do what we want to do. Let them react to us.
Fair
we
enough.
don't react to them. Come on, man. We win this division every year. Now we're reacting to the Cardinals, who haven't been good in a couple of years. Now stop.
I was more bothered by the fact that they didn't have like a different kind of hat, I guess, more than the pants. I wanted like a special hat to go with the jerseys too. I think that'd be cool.
Because you're a hat collector.
Yeah, I am.
That I
I'll
understand.
get into a hat, yeah.
I understand. Charlie Uses, C. Sparky Fiver. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from Wisconsin Sports Radio Network Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Out here, 19th annual toy drive for children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest at Blaine's Farm in Fleet Creek. Out here to 6. Get your butt down here and do that, or donate online at wisportsradio.com.
Some shows talk about one team. Other shows barely talk sports. This show will talk Packers, Brewers, and Bucks every day. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, served up by Wendy's on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Download the Wendy's app today.
The more you learn about people, I mean, I've known this one for a long time, but this one this one always surprises me. It doesn't matter how old we are, what year we're in, she always is full of surprises. Steve Sparky Pfeiffer here with you again at the 19th annual toy drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest, and she is loud too. That's correct. At the Blaze Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek. People in Wausau are like, who is that? People in Green Bay, WNFL.
I worked in Wausau. I was on the radio in Wausau in 2001. Thank you very much on WIFC. But anyway, where were we?
You were on in Wausau?
That was one of my first radio gigs. That's my big move away from home job. I was on 95.5 WIFC. I did nights.
Really?
I was a female night jock. And it was 2001.
If you're listening and have dated Allie in Wausau, we want to hear from you. Nicolay Law Talk and text line 414-677-1250. Is there anything we should know before guys start calling in just to clear things up?
Yeah, just that they should be single.
Don't
slide into the DMs.
Okay.
But if you're single, hey boys.
You want to see what we're talking about on X, YouTube, live at WI Sports Radio.
Sparky, I didn't know you guys do this. You stream we're on TV right now.
Yes,
I didn't know that. So now I'm like,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah, they'll
this is
put
so
us on
cool.
at the Potawatomi Sportsbook as well, up on the big screen, all that stuff. If you are watching on X and on YouTube, you will see our paparazzi behind us, DZ.
My partner on the morning show.
DZ and Allie in the mornings on Kiss FM. In Milwaukee. They're out here helping us for the toy drive. We'll talk to DZ as he's also the in-game Bucks host about some Bucks basketball coming up. You're here trying to find a guy, which is fine. But tell me about, you've been out here the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Tell me about Children's Wisconsin, because you have kids as well.
Well, yeah, my kids obviously go to Children's Wisconsin. We are there all the time, and people are always like, why are you always there? I'm like, because I have children, but luckily, we have health insurance. But I'm lucky that my kids, whatever we're there for, it's minor. It's nothing that we can't go back home the next day. So knowing that there are kids stuck in the hospital and families, that sucks, man, you know? So who doesn't want to give back for that? So I'm appreciative for Children's, because nobody thinks about all the people who are working around the clock at the holidays taking care of these babies, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. I also want to give love to the lady that just pulled up that is a big fan of your guys' show and emptied out the back of her vehicle with toys.
Isn't she
amazing? She was also at another event that we did, as you all know, Stuff the Bus. I broadcasted live from as well. For Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin. And we did over 56,000 meals, which was awesome. You guys were great all over the place, so appreciate that. But she was prominent there too. Who is it and what's the deal?
Okay, so her name is Lori. She's one of the show. We have regulars on Allie and DZ. Yeah. She's one of our regulars, which means she called 5 days in a row, got a theme song. Anyway, she's amazing. She's we call her OG Lori at Timmerman Airport, because that's her location, and she always gives back and always tells us that she had nothing as a kid, so it's really important for her to give back now because she can afford to, and she knows what it's like to have absolutely nothing, as a kid. She's amazing. So she pulls up with a whole carload. She doesn't ask for anything, and she does it again. She did the, like you said, it's Stuff the Bus, and then she pulled up. We have just the most amazing squad of listeners.
Yes.
I'm not saying ours are better than yours, but I am saying, have you guys collected a ton this week?
Yeah, we've done pretty good. The semi truck that we're trying to fill is about halfway filled. A huge donation from Steelwind Industries.
I heard about that. They said it was amazing.
Awesome. Absolutely, which is amazing. I got my own story similar to yours.
Yeah, what?
There was a gentleman that walked in 2 days ago, and he donated some Matchbox cars or whatever. I was like, oh, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
So he came back yesterday. As well. And I was like, hey, man, you're back? And he's like, how long are you going to be here? I said, well, we're here Friday till 6. He's like, no, today. And it was like 10 to 6. I was like, 6 o'clock, we're done. He's like, can you wait? I was like, sure. Why?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, man. He's like, I grew up underneath the poverty line.
Oof.
He goes, and now I got money and I want to help.
Oh, I love that.
So he went inside and came out with a gigantic bag of Matchbox cars He goes, "Here you go." And I said, "Hey, man, that means a lot. Thank you." He had tears in his eyes and he just walked away. I mean, that is awesome stuff. When you hear those, from poverty to not poverty and wanting to help those that weren't, that's what it's all about.
You understand more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, your perspective really gets it, you know, because a lot of us don't understand what that feels like. A lot of us are luckier. So
Correct. Yep.
Cool.
She is the one and only Allie Faith, single, looking available. Check her out on X and YouTube.
No, I'm not on X anymore, but I am on.
No, you are on X right now.
Oh, not hi X, but I mean, hit up my Insta.
A lot of people know. A lot of people know you on the text line right now. We're getting
What?
people popping
Ooh,
in. Hey,
pull up the text line. Here we go.
Hey, I went to broadcast in school. Trans-American Broadcasting. Familiar with that? Ask her. So something about Trans-American Broadcasting School.
We went over to, is that when we went to Europe? Is that what they're talking about in college? We went to Europe for like 2 weeks and got to go to all the meet. Am I not loud enough? That never happens.
Yeah.
We got to go to Europe. So wait, we went on a trip together?
I guess.
Oh my gosh. They know all, dude. I was naughty on that trip. But I don't want to talk about that.
I'm shocked.
I don't want to talk about.
Anybody else in your side?
Let's just say I was young and I whatever. I was on vacation, kind of. Okay.
Yeah, man, we got a bunch of Carl Fatosa watching on YouTube. Hi, Allie and DZ. Love them both.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Here in Wausau, but 2001 is a long time ago.
Whatever.
Familiar with a guy named Terry T? We know a Terry T. Booker T is a wrestler.
A Terry T. Why should I know him?
Maybe it was the night you forgot about.
Oh,
we also got.
I know that guy's name.
414. That was my instructor. He worked at WIFC.
Wait, who worked at WIFC?
Terry T.
I don't remember this person. This was not my. I don't remember anybody named Terry in Wausau, but I do remember. I did do the steak challenge though at the place on the ski hill. 100 years ago,
really?
Wausau. Oh, don't get me started. I lived in Schofield. I know the whole spot. Okay.
The school, Trans-American Broadcasting, it was located in Wausau. So did you go talk to maybe the Wausau School?
Okay, in my defense, that was 25 years ago, Sparky.
That's not
so.
The answer.
I probably did, but I've lived a lot of life. I got married and divorced. I had 2 kids. I've had trauma. I mean, I've had to put up with a ton of dudes. Now I got a great co-host, DZ. I mean,
that's not the answer.
Don't remember. I don't remember.
You didn't have to say all that. You could have just said, "I'm old. I don't remember." We could have moved on with the show.
But I'm a woman.
You gave our your whole life story. What for?
We give details, dude.
Oh my God.
This is why you guys never have. You probably go home to your wife. You don't have any details ever, do you?
No, I do.
I feel bad for her. She never knows anything,
No,
does she?
no.
TZ knows what I'm talking about.
No, this is not true. I am the female in the relationship. She is the dude. That is not how this works in my relationship. That is not true at all. I have to beg for details. I give too much details. Overshare to people. She gets mad at me.
That's why you don't like me. We're too much alike, Sparky.
Yes, that is true. We are too much alike.
Which is a compliment.
Both overshare. Yes.
And you know how we feel at all times.
Yes. Correct. Emotions are worn on the sleeve. Allie, Faith, DZ, Kiss FM in Milwaukee. The morning show's there. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for
appreciate it. All right, let's get to our green update, Charlie.
It's time for your green and gold update on Wisconsin Sports Daily, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer.
All right, time to get to our green and gold. LaFleur, Packers head coach, he talked earlier today, and lots of different things to get into here. It's interesting because when you see and hear some of the things that they're going to talk about here with Matt LaFleur,
Sparky, we got you breaking up a little bit here. I can.
Oh, sorry.
No,
we'll take a time out then.
Okay, we'll take a quick time.
Welcome in. It is Steve Sparky Pfeiffer with you. Charlie Usen over there, other side of the glass. He is a busy, busy guy. He looks like a convict, if we're being honest. As you're watching it on X and YouTube, he's wearing an orange jacket. Yeah. And if you don't see like the white, whatever that is on the sleeve, like he kind of looks, it kind of looks like he escaped from jail and is working at the radio station, hiding out and hoping he doesn't get caught at some point. But he's on camera, so we all see
it's
what
my
it looks
fancy
like.
Orange jacket that I like to wear sometimes, and it's
nice.
Bears week, so it's kind of Bears colored too. I can rock it for that, and I can save my jerseys for tomorrow and the rest of the weekend.
All right, very good. All right, so Green and Gold update brought to you by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Take 2. I want to talk about Matt LaFleur because Matt LaFleur is talked earlier today, and he got in talking about all these turnovers that this Bears defense is turning on a week-to-week deal so far. We talked to David Haugh, the score about. This is what he had to say.
There's a couple of those that just are 50-50 balls that they've been able to come down with and make just really good plays on the ball. I think, when you talk about the safeties, their ability to get out the post or whether they're playing a half or a post safety and get over the top and steal some things. I know Byard had one as a flat defender versus Minnesota where he just fell underneath the high cross. And then the corners have just been making Wright's been making some great interceptions down the field. He's obviously a really lengthy corner that's got tremendous ball skills, and he's also got an awareness to, you saw what he did on the tush push when he ripped it from Jalen. So I think all in all, I watched all the interceptions. Edmonds, I know he's not available this week, but just making just great plays on the ball. So I think they're primarily a vision-based defense. So a lot of spot dropping, and those guys do a really good job of reacting to the quarterbacks.
Does that change anything for a quarterback at all when they're going against a defense that is so efficient at making plays on the football?
Oh yeah, I think it can give you a little bit of pause at times. But that's why I think when you talk about the timing and the rhythm and trusting your feet and what you see, and trusting, the receiver is going to run the route on the right number of steps, whatever it may be, so a guy can't jump a route. I think it's critical.
Okay, so this sounds like a defense very familiar with Jeff Hafley, right? Because that is exactly the description of Jeff Hafley's defense. Very vision-oriented, keeping all eyes on the quarterback, keeping everything in front of you, not allowing the big plays. When David Haugh was out from the last hour, he talked about the idea of you simply don't know what Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator, is going to do for the Bears on a week-to-week basis. 1 week, back, not bring any pressure. And then last week, he blitzes 2 of every 3 snaps in the first half against Jalen Hurts and throws them all for a loop, and they don't know what to do with it. I personally am very intrigued by the idea of of the Bears defense trying to come after if that were to be the case. Having said that, and we'll do covenant concerns 2 o'clock like always. Do you know what I'm telling you right now? I'm going to spoil my confidence tomorrow. You are going to see the offense you saw against the Detroit Lions. I am fairly confident they are going to try to run this ball down the Bears' throat if at all possible, and that's what this game plan is going to be about. I don't think this game plan is going to be the aggressive throw the ball down the field offense that we saw against the Detroit Lions, because that is the Bears' weakness. And every time the Packers have faced a team that can't stop the run, he tries to force the run against the defense. Regardless if it works for Green Bay or not, we continue to do it for 4 quarters. And by God, he's going to get it to work at some point in that 4-quarter game.
He has to. I think at some point in this season, though, you have to look at what worked last year. And I think that what worked last year was that run game and running with Josh Jacobs and making sure that he is the focal point of this offense. At the same time, you haven't seen them be able to do that as often this season. I think that's partially because of what they are doing in the pass game that's been able to get those short passes and get them successful that way, with also an extremely aggressive approach once they draw the defenses down. Rob Gronkowski said earlier on Up and Adams when he was talking about this Packers offense is that it's very vanilla right now. I think one of the benefits of this Packers offense being very vanilla at this moment is that in the future here, they'll have time to open it up more. And they're sitting at 8-3 still right now with their 8-3-1 with a very vanilla offense for this Green Bay Packers team. And the Bears are pulling out all the stops on their side of the ball, and they are sitting at the same exact record. This is a situation where the Bears really only have down to go on offense and the Packers have up to go. This could be a really good game for the Packers to take advantage of the run defense that the Bears are going to give them, which is not the best in the league, and show what they were last season and kind of take out those stops that we were talking about.
Yeah, and I would agree with that as well. And it'll be fun to see how this continues to work going forward. One more thing here from Pat, from our guy Matt LaFleur as well. And this is what I find interesting. LaFleur talking about how important it is to get good passing reps in practice this week, because it's going to be in single digits, obviously, coming up on Sunday at Lambeau Field.
I think it's critical. I mean, our ability to get outside and get on the grass, I think that's crucial. I think it's more of an advantage when the other team can't practice in it. So it's kind of like, it's negligible this week. It doesn't really matter because Chicago's in the same environment. So, but I do think it's critical just in terms of, because everything feels a little bit different. And so you got to get used to that.
You would think at this point, from majority of this team, outside of Savion Williams and Matthew Golden, who are fresh draft picks at the wide receiver position, may not be used to playing in this cold. Everybody else on this team should have a good idea of what this is going to be like at this point. See Sparky Pfeiffer with you. 19th annual toy drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robinson. That's inside right now at Blaine's Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek is a pious choir singing Christmas carols, doing their thing, and appreciate them all for being out here. Our guy DZ, who is paparazzi in the last segment, hanging out, filming Alley Faith. He is out here now and in-game host for the Milwaukee Bucks as well. Were you able to check out that choir inside?
Yeah, so they actually popped in. They were the ones who you might have heard yelling when you were I was waving.
Yeah.
And it's because they're excited, man. They're out here for a good cause.
Yeah.
And you know what it is. The kids carry the energy. They came inside and were like, oh my gosh, we gotta sing. Started singing. They said, fa la 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 la. But
I hope it was better than that.
Okay. All right.
Saying.
Well,
was it better than that?
Trying to gas them up. It was definitely better than that. I mean, way better than my fa la la. They got actual pitch. You know what I'm saying? They're pitch perfect. I'm just pitchy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
pitchy.
saying?
Yes. Yeah.
I try, though.
So they're right behind the cash registers, right? Like where people are checking out. Is that where kind of everybody's hearing them sing? Or
they're all over the place right now. They're looking at you. Yeah, they're getting them sing.
They're cold, man.
They're cold.
Inside behind the cash register so they can sing to the people as they're checking out and all of that.
Serenade them. Makes sense.
How many stores have you ever gone into where people are singing Christmas carols while they were checking out?
Not many. Not honestly.
I can't remember
one. I can't. Yeah, not in any recent time. And the way they were singing, I mean, me and Allie should definitely not sing for anybody, but they got it on lock. Pius is pitch perfect.
Especially Allie behind me off mic, thankfully, which she just did that. She's trying to get a man. Don't sing. That's not going to help the case at this point. I try to keep it up. That's what you and I do. No, that's enough, please. Okay, so DZ,
what up?
I want to know, man. I mean, you are there by surfboard in the thick of things with the books. What say you about all this kind of stuff?
Man, I feel like everybody's got to chill out, man. Why is it so? And I mean, I guess I know the reason why, right? It's an answerable question. But why is it that people are so self-revolved about something that does self? It's not your thing. It's not your rumor, because that's quite frankly all it is, man. It's like if I were to go, hey, Sparky, where you planning on buying your next house at? Tell me. Hey, Sparky. And then I go start rumors talking about, well, I heard Sparky might buy a house in Geneva. I heard Sparky might buy a house in Sparky might buy. What's that serve me and what's that serve you? The reality is, like, we're meddling in a man's life that doesn't need to be meddled in. And two, come on now, it's a rumor. He said time and time. And I say time and time again how committed he is to Milwaukee and the Bucks. Right.
All right, and that's going to be a lie. It looks like. Now, having said that, I mean, we're not going to call him two-faced because I said that yesterday. But having said that,
what's up?
This is the difference.
Talk to me.
Man is a public figure.
Yeah.
The man said, as you said, for this whole time that it's all about Milwaukee, all about Milwaukee, all about Milwaukee.
All about the team.
The last 2 summers, Shams Charania of ESPN has all these reports and all these rumors. He doesn't know if he's coming back. He doesn't know.
That's his job.
And every year I say, hey, man, all Giannis has to do is come out and say, hey, man, I'm under contract with the Bucks. I ain't going nowhere. I'm good. Let's go. He could say it every summer. He doesn't want to know why. Because as it's been told to me, he wants to put pressure, quote unquote, on the Bucks to continue to try hard and do things. That means you don't trust the general manager that built you a championship team and helped get you a ring. But he went out and got Drew Holiday. Then it was contract time.
Okay,
so then he went and upgraded the offense to Damian Lillard. That didn't work out because Lillard couldn't stay healthy.
He got hurt, though. That's what I was going to say. That couldn't have worked because he got hurt.
Correct. But my point is, he went out again and tried to help Giannis.
Sure.
Now they were in the depths of despair of like, oh, my God. So now we have no Damian Lillard. Giannis like, hey, man, y'all can't figure this out.
But it's not just helping Giannis.
Okay.
That's the thing people get lost in translation about. Like, there is a whole team and a good team, a great team at that is sitting there just polishing itself right now, in my opinion.
Great?
Holla at me, man.
Where are you? Who is great?
Come on, Ryan,
Woo.
AJ, Miles.
Jericho
Once TP
Sims.
comes back, KPJ has been going crazy, dog. Jericho, Poppy, he had a slight double last night, and he didn't crack a smile once. Man, Bob is at this point, Bobby, Giannis being one of our most veterans on the team, right? They need that crux. They need that energy. They need that young leadership along comboed with their own veteran leadership that's going to help them along further past that. And it isn't just a Giannis thing, man, because, yes, he's our guy. He's our GOAT. And he is, quite frankly, one of the greatest generational talents we will ever see across any media of sports. But that doesn't stop the fact that he is not the only person on this team that deserves some loving.
That's well said. I don't know how much Bucks pay, but they should pay you more, send you out on tour to promote the team, defend them, do all that stuff. I mean, they pay you. I don't know how much they pay you, but they pay you. They should pay you a hell of a lot more than what you just did. Nobody could have PR'd the hell out of that thing more than what you just did. And I love you for that, DZ. I do. And I love this team too. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But going back to what I was saying about the last 2 summers and Giannis refusing to let it go, my theory is, pretty sure I'm right on it.
Mm-hmm.
These reports from Sharon and all these other guys, these are Giannis's agents talking to these dudes, trying to get the word out there and so forth.
Think it's internal leakage?
Absolutely. It's his agents pushing this. The Bucks wouldn't be pushing it. How did they get it? They get more grief on it. So the only one that makes sense to push this narrative are his agents. Then Sharania comes out with the story yesterday. Who's involved in the story? His agent and Giannis are going to talk to the Bucks over the next couple of weeks and figure out if Giannis still wants to be in Milwaukee ahead of the trade deadline. So come on, man. This is where we're looking. Where there's smoke, there's fire sometimes. And we can all have our blinders on for the last 2 summers, right? We can all have our blinders on and say, no, he'll never leave. Fine. This has been going on for 2 summers. And I'm telling you right now.
Thank you,
Ali. No,
he didn't leave.
He did not
think
leave.
About it, Sparky. Think about it.
He did not leave.
But do you need a verbatim? Besides the verbatim that you've already gotten, I'm committed to this team. I'm committed to the city. I'm committed to Milwaukee.
He didn't say that till the season started.
Okay, fine. But
he didn't say that all summer.
Do you need him to say that the second we lose in the playoffs? If we lose in the playoffs, you feel me? Like, hey, I'm not going nowhere next year, just so you guys know.
DZ,
come on now.
Do you think if this meeting is actually going to happen, according to Shrania, do you think he's going in there going, hey, great job, guys. You guys are awesome. Guys doing a great job. I just want to say thank you. Or if I'm bringing my agent to be involved in this, do you think there's some negativity possibly coming from that side of the ledger?
With the character that I think he is, I don't think he's going in there talking about, this, that, and the third, mad. But with the competitor that I know he is, I could see why there could be some discussion in there, especially when he's not the only person in the room. He's a level-headed individual, but he has a great team around him, right? And he doesn't make these decisions alone. He's got a family, and this is my next point, bro. He's got a family.
Exactly.
Family aside, I'm talking about like wife, kids aside. Alex, the nasty.
Yeah, both employed, wouldn't be employed anywhere else in the NBA, but they employed those 2 guys here. Why? For him. I'm telling you,
it's a family.
You all can say whatever you want to me. John Horst has bent over backwards. This ownership group has spent a ton of money into that luxury tax year in and year out. God bless Herb Cole. No chance Herb Cole is doing all this nonsense of what they were doing to try and keep this. The owner of the Brewers is not doing this.
Any organization would do what they're doing for Giannis.
No owner of the Brewers wouldn't do this either.
What's the text line? Chat, Cap. I'm calling Cap.
No
I'm
chance.
calling cap.
There's no chance.
Any organization would do exactly what we are doing. Personal opinion again, all thoughts aside, I would do what that man asked me to keep him happy.
Fine. But not all these billionaires aren't spending money like that. They're just not. I mean, they're not going to spend money to the second apron and all this other stuff to try and keep this dude happy. They're not.
Sure, okay.
John Horst comes up with a stretch and wave Lillard and then sign Miles Turner. Most GMs around the league aren't stretching and waving Damian Lillard. There's no chance. That sent shockwaves across the NBA. Why did he do it? To try and keep
though?
For John Horst?
That is a power move every single time, and he's made power moves every single time.
Right.
When you go,
so what are we talking about then, man? What are we talking about then? That's my point.
Different sport, Allie.
What is going on with Allie Faith? You know, when I talk to you, Allie, when I talk to you, he didn't interfere, man. You and I talk. She can't contain herself.
That's my dog, bro. That's why.
Yeah. Send help to the Toy Drive and Kara Sparky, please. Just somebody come help me. Okay, so let's go back to the Bucks.
All right.
And Giannis.
Yeah.
He gets hurt last night.
Man, I hated that.
Yeah. A lot of people on social media were saying, oh, fake, Oscar, blah, 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 blah.
No.
I can't bring myself to say that was fake or whatever else. I think he legitimately got hurt. Okay, fine.
13 years, blood, sweat, and tears, and that's
not his character at all.
No
right.
way.
Agreed. Okay, so we're on the same page. Having said that, is it good or bad if he's out with a longer-term injury, meaning 3-4 months or longer?
What do you mean? Define good and bad. I mean,
how do you view it? If you're the Bucks, if you're looking at this from the Bucks' perspective, is it good or is it bad if he's out for 3 or 4 months?
It's always bad when you don't have your best player on the court. I don't care what the rumor is.
Nope, it's not.
How?
It's actually
How is it good?
It's good in multiple ways. It's good because they have a first-round pick. They have a first-round pick that they get to swap with the Pelicans this year. Pelicans are horrible. That's a lottery team.
All right.
You're horrible if you don't have Giannis. So that's going to have another opportunity to get a young stud player. And this draft is actually a good draft to have a lottery pick in. So now you potentially can get a really good young player to finally pair with Giannis to go with Miles Turner. That's one reason why it's good. The second reason it's good, even if he and his agent are mad at the world and want the hell out of here, ain't going anywhere now if you're hurt, because we're not moving you if you're hurt. So now you lock in Giannis through the rest of the year. Now, next summer, you go, hey, man, sorry, you're under contract. I'm not moving you. Let's see how it looks with this lottery pick that we just had, and let's see if you like what this kid brings. And if you don't like it, we can talk again before the trade deadline next year and have this. Now I'm forcing him to extend himself at least through the first half of next year because I'm not trading him if he's hurt.
Sure.
And I'm going to get a lottery pick because we're going to be awful. To me, I know you don't want your best player to be hurt, but it actually could be a good thing for the Bucks if he ends up being out for a while.
I mean, what again? How long is this while? Because
like I said, 3-4 months past the trade deadline.
3-4
so
months
March,
is way too long.
Right?
Way
so December. If he's hurt, this isn't about being good. This is about being really, really bad. Being it's you know.
I hate all of this, man. I understand your logic,
welcome to my show.
This is where the sportsy thing goes, oh my God, because now you're talking lotteries, picks, and draft. And I'm, well,
very experienced in lotteries. I've covered a lot of lotteries in my life.
Oh, my boy.
I've covered a lot of lotteries. It was like Christmas.
At those
yes.
lotteries.
Yeah. It was like our Christmas every year. Yeah.
All right. That's different, man. That's a tough conversation, and that's above my pay grade.
Well, I'm available to come on your morning show whenever you want. Allie and DZ from Kiss FM.
Allie Faith 1.
And YouTube. They are both so much fun to be around, hang out, and they're going to the Christmas party tonight.
Y'all want these problems.
Oh, it's going to be fun tonight. Come back after this, and we're going to talk with Steve Wilding, who's been running our great food truck out here throughout the week, former firefighter who used to spoil us like crazy with great food. He's going to join us next, coming up out here at the 19th annual Toy Drive for Children's Wisconsin, and, of course, Robinson, that's the foster care arm of Children's Wisconsin, at Blaine's Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek, right there on Rawson Avenue. Come out here till 6 tomorrow, last day, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you can't make it, donate online at wisportsradio.com. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky here. Welcome in. It is Steve Sparky Fiber with you as we broadcast live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Again, like you just heard, 19th annual toy drive, Blake's Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek. If you can't make it here, you can always donate online, wisportsradio.com. Always could use those donations, like I said yesterday or earlier in the show. All day yesterday, all the shows that were on the air, 6A to 6B, $5 donated online the entire day. That's unacceptable. We can't do that. On Tuesday, we did $500 just on this show on Tuesday from 2 to 5 o'clock. So come on, let's finish strong. Let's go through tomorrow. 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. We'll be out here again tomorrow at Blake's Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek. Toy donations, cash donations, got the QR code you can scan on site as well. And we've also had that beautiful food truck, the Food Responders food truck out here as well from King's Catering in Oak Creek joining us now, the guy who runs that whole establishment. He is former firefighter Steve Wilding. Steve, thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, Sparky, how are you?
I'm doing good. You're here, but you didn't plan on coming on the radio. I didn't plan on having you coming on the radio because I thought your son was coming to hang out today.
He's here. He's
the
here.
Food truck can't operate when it's like single digits.
That's correct. The gas doesn't start a fire good enough to warm up the food. So
really,
yeah, it gets a little cold. Doesn't go from liquid to gas too well. So
yeah, that makes absolutely good sense to me. I mean, on Monday we ate awesome. We had the pulled pork, we had brisket. Tuesday we had tacos. I had chicken, we had sausage, you had chips and salsa, you had all this great stuff going on.
Potato bar
yesterday, the baked potato bar, which was amazing because he had chili to go on it with the sour cream, the jalapeno peppers, bacon bits, onions, cheese.
Oh, yeah.
He had everything going on, man. It was delicious. Last year was the first year you all were out here doing this, and it was a last-minute idea that you offered up. You're like, hey, I'll give the money back to the toy drive.
Absolutely.
And you wrote a $500 check.
Yes, we did.
You definitely did not do $500 in sales
We did not.
last year at all. And you're like, dude, I want to help. Don't worry about it. I got it. And you wrote the check. This year, we planned on you coming back again. And sales have been much better this year than it was last year.
They are. Today, not today because of the chill in the air. But yeah, we did about 125 the first day, and it's been consistent all the way through. And people, believe it or not, the employees love it. They come out, and so does the. I think we had 3 people come every single day that just came to the food truck.
That's awesome.
So yeah, all good. They love the food, and we love doing it. That's just a bunch of retired firefighters that love to cook and make people happy.
And it's funny because I tell the story all the time, but when this toy drive started 19 years ago, we were out in a tent essentially. Freezing our tukuses off every day for a week. And then eventually we graduated to this beautiful Bears sunroom, which isn't nearly as cold, obviously, as the tent. But every Friday during Toy Drive on the afternoon show, you would come over and bring food. And earlier in the week, you would drop off toys from the firehouse in Oak Creek as well.
Correct. Yes.
Who came up with that idea to come feed us, and how did that progress?
It was me and my son, Mike, who just said, hey, those guys are out there. Mike and I really believe giving back to the community, and we also recognize when other people do it. So we try to do nice things for the people who are doing nice things,
right?
To keep that whole thing rolling. And as far as the Oak Creek firefighters are going, they're in right now shopping. I told you that we're going to get back, and I still have a strong presence with these guys. I love them. They serve this community every single day.
Is it a younger crew now?
It is very young. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there's about 6 of them in there right now. They are shopping, and they will be coming on. Our truck is here.
It is.
We will hopefully fill up 2 boxes.
Really?
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so.
That's big goals there.
I think they came with $3,000.
Wow.
Ready to
All
spend
right.
it. So we're happy to help and make just a one day better for those children out at the hospital.
It's funny. Well, it's not really funny, but you and I have talked in the past about your involvement in the charity and so forth. But you also were involved. You've been involved in another big deal. Was it a burn camp or something like that?
Yeah. In August, the Professional Firefighters of Wisconsin actually hosts or helps our charitable foundation, the PFFW Charitable Foundation, actually runs a 1-week burn camp for burn and injured youth. So we go out on Visitors Day on Thursday during a week in August, and we cook out there, not only the lunch, but a dinner for all of the campers. And there's a lot of firefighters and nurses and doctors that come out there, and it's kind of like burn and injured youth. Some of the kids are pretty disfigured a little, more and feel uncomfortable, and they're with their own
family,
right. their own community out there, and they can do and just be kids. So it's just awesome.
That is cool. I never even heard of this until Steve told me about it. I was like, man, that is quite amazing. You also do catering as well here in southeastern Wisconsin too, right?
Yes, sir. Own King's Catering, and Mike and I, my son started it. Oh, it all started with graduation party and just kept going and going and going, and finally it's turned into, we have a food truck and we do weddings and graduation parties and celebration of life. So whatever you have,
Oak Creek City events, you guys are.
Oh yeah,
at?
absolutely. Yeah, we do a lot of stuff for the city. A lot of Bayview Plastics and a lot of other
You're at the Milwaukee County Zoo
manufacturing. Yep, we go to the zoo. Yes,
yeah, that's
sir.
good stuff.
We,
So King's Catering, OC, if you want to check those guys out as well there, whether it be for the food truck, if you're interested in southeastern Wisconsin, or catering, whatever the case is. So what's on the
hey, Sparky, this isn't about King's Catering. This is about getting people down here and getting some toys.
Yeah, of course, it's about
that's
that.
what this is about.
But man, you all donated your time. I always like to give back as well. I want to know what's on the menu for tomorrow besides my meatballs.
Yeah, the meatballs are already done and in its sauce, so you're all good
telling
there.
You, man, I wait all year for this, all year for my meatballs on Friday. I've been waiting 19 years to get my meatballs every Friday. Okay,
absolutely. So we'll do a mac and cheese combination. So a bunch of additives into any type of mac and cheese, whether it's buffalo chicken, if it's pulled pork, some beef brisket. So no matter what you want, any type of mac and cheese plain, if that's what your kids love. But there's a lot of additives into that, and we'll go and make all that happen tomorrow.
That's awesome. So that's tomorrow. Come out here and do it. And the other thing I will point out is, man, you ain't charging enough out here. I mean, that was 2 tacos and salsa for like $6. I was like, $6, man. You ever watch a great food truck race? It'd be like $20 in a great food truck race. Watch that thing on the Food Network. Those prices are astronomical. They got lines forever.
Yeah, well, we're this is all about community, man. It's about people, feeding people and making them happy and making sure that they come and spend a little money for the kids.
I absolutely love you all for doing it, and I just want to say thank you. Look forward to having my meatballs tomorrow.
You got it.
All right, there he is, our guy Steve Wilding, out here with the Food Responders, a food truck, former firefighter that used to help us for many a years out here doing this, and now the Oak Creek firefighters are inside shopping at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. In past years, Franklin has come out here. Firefighters, North Shore Fire Department was out here last year again. So maybe this will spark some firefighters from around southeastern Wisconsin to come out here as well. Did you hear the number? $3,000 they are talking about spending right now inside that Blaine's Farm and Fleet. That is a large haul of toys that we're talking about here from the Oak Creek firefighters.
That really is amazing. That's just awesome to hear that the whole community is coming together and is out here giving to kids that need it. Kids that need just that one smile, like you talk about, just one day a year, and they're doing it, helping to make it happen. You guys could be just like them.
No question about it. Wendy's makes you smile as well. When the Bucks win, you win at Wendy's. That's right. All you got to do is go to Wendy's because the Bucks won last night. I know. I thought they'd get beat by 20 last night to the Pistons. Then when Giannis went out with his injury, I was like, hey, it's over. Turn off the TV. Let's go to bed.
Then Jericho Sims happened.
So for those of you that don't understand this, because you would not know, because there's been no reason to talk about Jericho Sims prior to today. Charlie Usen last year started this one man, and I mean one man, little fan club for him. Yeah. It's Charlie. That's all. There is nobody else. And campaigning for Jericho Sims to play more, get more playing time. He can help. Trust Jericho. Trust Jericho. Well, Jericho showed out last night, so Charlie Usen is a very happy man. Now, this is not at the level of Tommy Wirtz's love affair for Jake Bowers of the Brewers. You're not at that level.
Well, now that Jericho may be getting more consistent minutes, it might get to that point. I don't know. I think part of it is that he just wasn't playing enough, Sparky. Now they're going to see what he can do.
Right. Exactly right. And that's the thing too. Our choir is back outside. They were inside. I think they were inside. They were inside. Pius Choir was inside singing Christmas carols at Blaine's Farm and Fleet here in Oak Creek. Tomorrow, Oak Creek is going to send a music group out here as well. They are large and in charge, and they are going to be singing outside tomorrow afternoon around 3:30. And it's a big deal. So make sure to want to come out here and check it out. Tomorrow is the last day of this thing. That's it. Where did the week go? I feel like it was just Monday, and now we're talking about it being Friday tomorrow already. 19th annual toy drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest. Again, you can donate online if you're in Wausau, if you're in Green Bay or Duluth or Superior, wherever you may be. Donate online, wisportsradio.com, or text the word toys, TOYS, to 34984. That's toys to 34984. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, Steelwind Industries, By the Yard, and Metro by T-Mobile. As we broadcast from the Bear Sunrooms. Coming up tomorrow, it's going to be another fun show tomorrow. It's a Football Friday tomorrow, plus we'll be joined by guests from Children's Wisconsin throughout the show tomorrow. Fantasy Football Friday, like always, with Joe Bartel. We'll do this segment like we always do with Austin Herdania. Guess what happened yesterday, Charlie?
What's that?
I made the big board, all the TVs and stuff of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. My tweet about the Bucks made it up onto their little rotating tweets thing. Austin Herdania took a picture of it and sent it to me. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
It was pretty cool, Charlie.
You're a staple up there now, Sparky.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was random. I don't think they did it on purpose. I could be wrong.
There sometimes, yeah.
No, it was just a tweet, man. It wasn't a full-size picture
Darn
of
it.
me or nothing crazy. Like, man, they're not that crazy. Things Sparky missed here. This segment brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals. Check out their next games coming up. All the great promotions they had. John Greenberg of the Admirals was out earlier this week. Made a great donation to the toy drive. So thanks again to John Greenberg and the Milwaukee Admirals. That'll do it for us. Coming up next, Wisconsin Sports Wrap-Up with Tommy Wirtz coming up from 5 to 6 here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Back at it tomorrow on a Football Friday. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Josh Albrecht and Trevor Thomas from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your night. Last day of the 19th annual toy drive is tomorrow. It's been Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, being serenaded by the Pius Choir.